actually even been there. So this is gonna be a first time for me. I'm pretty sure we gotta do a little security check. Thank you, Warrior, Big Jake. Pretty sure we're gonna have to do a security check. Thank you, Tool Guy and Big Jake. So let's keep it moving. Please follow the channel and share this live stream. Good evening, everybody. We're just getting started. Thank you, Tool Guy and She. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I mean, we're about to see the mansion that belonged to arguably the wealthiest man in Chinese history. I mean, this is, you guys are about to see how, thank you. You guys are about to see, buenos dias, buenos noche. Good evening, everybody. You guys are about to see some. This is a beautiful mansion. Like I said, I've never been here before, so I don't really know what to expect. Thank you, Rhonda and Guitar Rack. I just know that this is a very famous tourist attraction here in Beijing. But for some reason, I've never had a chance to go. You know, so happy to go up there today. This is the entrance to Prince Gong's Palace Museum. You can see it right here. So we're gonna line up right here. Thank you, She and Laugh Till and Magagao. Man, there's gonna be a lot of people. I see a lot of people walking in already. So hopefully there won't be that many people. Plant Group said, who? Thank you, Doritos. Plant Group said, who? He said, who? Now, Prince Gong is not so important. Let me make this very clear, man. Prince Gong is not a very important individual in history. Who is important, my Plant Group with the first one. Thank you, sir. Happy Saturday morning to you in China. Happy Friday evening to everybody in America. Hello, hello, hello. We are here. We are here at Prince Gong's Memorial. And this is his palace. I need to go and get my ticket because I'm using a passport. So I have to go and get a ticket. Let me figure out how I'm going to get a ticket. See, all the Chinese people, they could, all the Chinese people could just use their IDs. I cannot. I need to go and get my ticket exchanged. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you, Rita. Thank you, Rita. Thank you, Rita. Thank you, Guitar Rack. So we're about to go in, but before I go in, I need to get my tickets. This is very annoying. Like I said, thank you, Ms. T and Pat Zurich. This is very annoying when you come here with a passport. Thank you, Charlie, man. Charlie, I appreciate you. Thank you, Penny. It's very annoying. Pat Zurich, this is very annoying when you come here with a passport. Thank you, Charlie, man. Charlie, I appreciate you. Thank you, Penny. It's very annoying when you come out here with a passport. You have to go and get your ticket, physical ticket. All the Chinese people can scan their IDs. Thank you, Nikki Bell and Trina. I have to get my ticket. Let me go ask them how I'm gonna do this. Let me come in here real quick. Hold on one second. 哎，你好，我是用这个护照订的，他叫我换票在哪里啊？2小时哦，大门的左边是吧？就在对面是吧？Alright, we gotta. Thank you, Gabby. Thank you, Lady Ace. They got me running around in circles, man. And now I gotta go over there. See, once again, all the Chinese people could just go in and scan their IDs. Thank you, Gabby and Big O. What's up, everybody? They could just scan their IDs. What up, Big O? Thank you, Emma. I gotta go and get a physical ticket because of my passport. Thank you, Dr. Debbie. Come over here. Come over here and get my ticket. Thank you, Slaw and Nikki Bell. Good morning. Good evening, everybody in the United States. Good morning, everybody in Asia. Come over here, get my ticket. Yeah, ain't nobody in line. Hell yeah, get my ticket. Hell yeah. Front of the line, baby. 用护照换一张票。好，谢谢。Yeah. Yeah, get my ticket. Thank you, Nikki Bell and Jacqueline. Thank you, Guitar Rack and Dez. No, ain't no coupons, man. Got my ticket. Got my ticket, y'all. Thank you, Plant Groove and Nikki Bell. I actually went a lot faster than I thought. All right, so here's the deal, everybody. When you go to the Forbidden City, because the Forbidden City is so popular and there's so many foreigners who visit, thank you, CC, all you need to do is scan your passport. Prince Gong's mansion is not as famous as the what's it called, as the Forbidden City. Therefore, you got to go and get a physical ticket like this. Okay, you have to get a physical ticket. I believe it's $5. All right, so this is what we're about to see today, and then we'll do a little city walk afterwards. Thank you, Nikki Bell. So without further ado, let's just go inside. Let's not waste any time. Let's go inside before the line gets long. Thank you, ARA, Nikki Bell. Place is huge. I know. I mean, you got to understand, man. This place that we're about to go into belonged to the most corrupt politician in Chinese history. Thank you, Lee. His name was He Shen. You can Google him. His name is one word, He Shen. H-E-S-H-E-N. He Shen. He is the most corrupt politician in all of Chinese history. There's no one more corrupt than him. And this is the private residence that he built for himself. He built this for himself. And obviously, you can't call this place He Shen's mansion. You know what I'm saying? That'd be very unbecoming. You know what I'm saying? You can't name this place after the original owner. He's a criminal. He was executed. So therefore, you gotta name it after Prince Gong, one of the people that got this after he was executed. Even though Prince Gong is a nobody, he was not really that important in Chinese history. He had no accomplishments. You know, let's go ahead and do the security check real quick. Let's go in there, and I will continue. Let's keep it moving. Alrighty, we have made it, everybody. We have made it inside. So let me continue with my story, all right, before we go in, okay? This is Prince Gong's mansion. The original owner of this mansion is a Qing dynasty official named He Shen. He Shen was the favorite politician of the Qianlong Emperor. The Qianlong Emperor loved him. As a matter of fact, Qianlong Emperor actually married one of his daughters to He Shen. Okay, thank you, Jas. Now, this was his private residence. Now, as we walk around here, let me walk over here to a quiet area and explain to you guys. I'm gonna have to repeat this point once again. Thank you, Susie T and Big Mac. I'm gonna have to repeat this point to y'all one more time. Come out to a quiet area. The reason why this place is named after this gentleman named Prince Gong, the actual spelling is G-O-N-G, Gong. Thank you, Nana and Jazz. The actual name should be He Shen's Palace Museum, okay? But the reason, thank you, OMG fam, the reason it's not called He Shen's Palace Museum is because He Shen is a criminal. You can't name after this museum a criminal. Thank you, Nana and Keto Lee. Thank you very much. So they changed it to Prince Gong's Palace Museum. That sounds a lot better, right? Prince Gong, after He Shen was executed for corruption, thank you, Raisha, what they did. Thank you, Izzy Jackson, Raisha. After he was executed, his house was given to members of the royal family and passed from one member of the royal family to another member of the royal family. It kept on being passed down. Prince Gong was one of the members of the royal family, one of the relatives of the emperor who received this particular house about 50 years after, maybe about 40, 50 years after the execution of He Shen. Okay, so this is why this is called the Prince Gong's Palace Museum and not called He Shen's Palace Museum. Okay, thank you, Nicole. Good morning, everybody in America. Good morning, everybody in China and Asia. Good evening, everybody in America. We are getting our live stream started right now. All right, and we're going to do this is our last day in Beijing, by the way. We're going to get up out of here this afternoon. We're going to the airport. Now, as we have a little moment of quietness, you have to remember, He Shen did not live at the Forbidden City, right? The Forbidden City is only for the emperor to live in. Even though he was Qianlong Emperor's most trusted and favored official, he did not have the right to live in the Forbidden City. So you know what? He corrupted so much money, he decided to build his own home in Beijing. We're not too far from the Forbidden City. This entire compound belongs to him. Thank you, Black Rose. Thank you, Maria. Let's keep it moving, everybody. I don't want to bore you guys with too much dense history, man. Let's just walk around. We'll probably be here for about an hour and a half. And then we got to go hit the streets. And then I got to go to the airport. Thank you, Lavish. And I want to give a shout out to my viewer, LJ. Okay, we got a great viewer named LBJ. We also have a great viewer named LJ, who took me, one of the fans of the channel, who here locally in Beijing. Thank you, Guitar Rack and Cash Money. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Linda. One of the great viewers and fans of the channel drove me to the Great Wall of China 3-4 nights ago. Drove me here today. All my luggage is in his car, so I don't have to worry about storing my luggage. And he will take me to the airport after this live stream, saving me so much time. Thank you, Joni and Metro. So shout out to LJ. Shout out to LJ, man. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Joni. Thank you, Stacy. What is up, crazy grandma? Such a nice guy. I appreciate it very much. Thank you, Stacy. Just a great, great supporter of the channel. Thank you. All right, map of the residence. Okay, so you can see He Sheng's house is built in really the same way that the Imperial Forbidden City is built. You're north to south. You see, the thing about Chinese imperial buildings you guys have to remember is that everything is straight up. Like, nothing is all over the place. Everything is straight up and down. Okay, so if you look at the map of the residence over here, look at, I mean, hey, listen, you got basically a complete residence here, man. We are here at the first palace gate, and then you got another second palace gate, probably for the guards, and then you have a hall, you got a study, you got a courtyard, you got a place to put the Buddhas. Thank you, Maria. You got another hall. Thank you, Sweet. Thank you, Maria. Thank you. You got just like halls everywhere. So let's just, without further ado, let's go ahead and walk in. Very much the imperial style. Thank you, Tar Heel Babe. Check this out. Thank you, Bro Lee and Bodine. Wakey, wakey, everybody. One word is rich. Now, if I had to estimate, He Sheng was probably close to the first trillionaire in human history in terms of US dollars. He corrupted so much money. After he was executed, the Qing dynasty confiscated all of his personal wealth, and they discovered that his personal wealth is more than 2 to 3 years of the entire treasury income of the Qing dynasty. That was how much wealth he had personally accumulated. You guys should you guys should go online and do some research about him, because the amount of money that he had in his personal wealth is just unreal. I mean, unbelievable. He had essentially, you know, in Chinese, there's a 成语, there's a saying in Chinese called 富可敌国. You know what I mean? Somebody is so wealthy, they're wealthier than countries. Like, the person's wealth is more than a country's wealth. Basically used to describe He Sheng. He is the perfect description of 富可敌国. He had more money than the entire Qing dynasty. He had more money than the entire Qing dynasty government, which is crazy. Now, as we walk into his house here, first question is, how did he become so wealthy? Well, an unfortunate symptom of ancient China is that a lot of times the becoming wealthy in ancient China, thank you, Erica, is directly tied to becoming a politician with the court. So He Sheng was a court politician. He served the Qianlong Emperor. Thank you, Donna. Ever since he was a little boy. Security guard on my way, man. Let me keep it cool for a second. Man, ever since He Sheng was a little boy, young man, he was extremely liked by the Qianlong Emperor. So in other words, the Qianlong Emperor really liked him. Okay, they were good friends. He was trusted by the emperor. So even at a very young age, he just kept on rising through the ranks because of the personal liking that the Qianlong Emperor gave him. Okay, and also he was also a very intelligent man. He was well written. He could write poetry. He was well educated. He was well spoken. He was just a very smart and intelligent individual. Thank you, AMC 16. And he was very loyal to the emperor. He was very, very loyal to the emperor. Come over here real quick. Yes. Very, very loyal to the emperor, and eventually he became essentially the prime minister a position. Thank you, Pepper. He essentially became the prime minister. So you know what? Enough with the dense history. Let's just walk around, take a look at the buildings, and then we'll keep walking around in Beijing. Thank you, Maria. Yes, he tried to build his own palace. This is his own palace. You're exactly right. See, everything here is just a little bit smaller than the Forbidden City. Thank you, Kita. But it's got exactly the same flavors. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. If you look at almost identically the sides of the buildings over here, you see all those auspicious animals on the sides of the buildings. Isn't that exactly the same as the Forbidden City? Right? Isn't that what the Forbidden City did with all those animals on the sides? Right? So essentially what He Shen did is he built a mini Forbidden City for himself. Thank you, Marlene. Dang, this is a lot of people, and there's a lot of tour groups. But it's all good, though. Hopefully our signal will stay all good. Thank you, Kita. Thank you, Mark. Let's keep it moving. Thank you, Steph and Mark and Kang and Marilyn. Hearts help us move up the rankings, everybody. Please follow the channel and share this live stream. Let's go further into this mansion. Now, traditionally, all major Chinese imperial... By the way, this is the most well-preserved... Thank you, Li. Of all the Qing Dynasty mansions, this is the most well-preserved official's home. Thank you, Donna. So out of any Qing Dynasty building that didn't belong to the emperor, it belonged to a prince, or it belonged to an official, okay? This is the most well-preserved one. And here's a great point I actually want to make to you guys. Check this out right here. Thank you, Greg Robertson. Here's something to think about, yo. Here's something to think about. Thank you, Mutha and Greg. Here's something really important to think about. What is the concept of a prince? What is a prince? Think about it. Why did the prince live here? Right? This is a fundamentally important question for the Americans back home to understand the way that the imperial family functioned, okay? Because you guys have to remember, an emperor had a lot of baby mamas. The emperor had a lot of kids. Some of them were daughters, some of them were sons. So the emperor could have like 20, 30 sons. Thank you, Jeffrey, right? They could have like 20 or 30 sons, but only one son can become the emperor. So what happens to the other 19 sons? Right, let's say the emperor had 20 sons. Only one of them can go on to become the emperor. What do you do with the other 19 sons? Thank you, Sue and Michelle. You think about that, right? Because Chinese history is filled with emperors, with multiple women, a lot of consorts, a lot of concubines, a lot of empresses, right? Only one child can become the emperor. So what happens to the other sons? Well, they are what I call princes. So eventually, what they do in modern Chinese history, in like, let's say the Ming and Qing dynasty, in the relatively recent dynasties, what the emperor did is that he would assign his sons that would not become emperor to become governors of certain distinct regions in China. So for example, let's say Zhu Yuanzhang, the founding emperor of the Ming dynasty, he would send one of his sons to go ahead and become the governor of Changsha. He would send another son to become the governor of, let's say, somewhere in Henan. He would send another son to become the governor of this region over here. So essentially, the entire country was run by his own clan. Does that make sense? Okay, so it's like nepotism. So the reason why this is called Prince Gong's mansion, this man, Prince Gong, is one of the sons of an emperor who never became emperor. But you still have to make sure that he lives a pretty comfortable life. You know what I'm saying? He can't be living in a random house, right? He is still the emperor's son. He just didn't become emperor. So he is the current emperor's brother. So you still have to fix him up with something nice to live in. You can't put him in a little 2-bedroom apartment. He's the emperor's son. So you gotta fix him up with a mansion like this. This is why we use the word Prince Gong. Okay? Prince Gong. Now, in Chinese history, there's another word to describe such men. If you reach back earlier in Chinese history, the other word to describe such men in Chinese history is actually called a marquis. M-A-R-Q-U-I-S, a marquis. Okay, so a marquis is a similar concept. A marquis is someone who is assigned by the emperor to govern a particular region. So he acts as the king of his own little dominion so long as he follows the orders of the emperor. You become a marquis. Okay, marquis in Chinese is called a houjie, not a monkey. Okay, a marquis. Okay, a houjie means you are basically like a king of your own domain. Thank you, Tashi and Marlene. Now, before we go in here, one last fun fact. Some of the best treasures in Chinese history in museums today. Some of the best Chinese museums, some of the best artifacts in museums today. Some of the best Chinese museums, some of the best artifacts ever discovered are actually discovered in the tombs of marquis. Does anybody... Some of the best artifacts ever discovered are actually discovered in the tombs of marquis. Does anybody back home in America know the reason why? Why is it that some of the best museum artifacts ever found in Chinese history on display today in modern museums are found in marquis and princess museums? Does anybody know why? Thank you, Chatty Cathy and Kirby. Does anybody know the answer? I'm trying to quiz y'all a little bit. Anybody know the answer? I'm trying to see if anybody... Lesser known, so Christopher's a lesser known. They were not looted as much. All the emperor's tombs were looted, hidden, stolen. A lot of interesting answers. The number one answer is very simple. The Chinese government prohibits the opening of emperor's tombs. It doesn't matter if it's been robbed before. It doesn't matter if it's untouched. The Chinese government does not allow archaeologists and historians to open the tomb of an emperor or an empress. So we don't even have an opportunity to go in. Does that make sense? Thank you, CT. We don't even have an opportunity to go in. Does that make sense? You can't even open an emperor's tomb. So no matter what's in there, we will never know because the Chinese government doesn't allow you to open an emperor's tomb. So the same does not apply to marquis and princess. You can open those. This is why some of the nicest things in Chinese history today are from marquis and like politicians' tombs, because the emperor's tombs are off limits to the archaeologists. Let's go in here, keep it moving, follow the channel, and share this live stream. Now, hopefully we don't lag in here. Check this out. There's a lot of people here. Look at this. And look at these ceilings, by the way. Look at this. Thank you, Saturn Zoom. Look at this. Is the signal okay? Thank you, CT. Thank you very much. Look at that. Thank you, buttons. This is very beautiful. And by the way, in case you're curious how a top-level Qing Dynasty official dressed every single day, how he wore, what did he wear to go to work? This is it right here. Thank you, Cecilia. This is what a top-level official in the Qing Dynasty wore to go to work every single day. Look at that. See this? And the fact that he has a dragon just goes to show you, man. Thank you, Lexi and Pepper. He has the mandate of the emperor. Nobody else is able to wear this. Okay. So this is how a Qing Dynasty official dressed to go to court every day. Actually, this is how the prince dressed. This is why he has a freaking dragon, because he's a member of the imperial family. Thank you, Cece and Lane. And if you look at all the officials in the Qing Dynasty, they all wore these hats on top of their head. These red hats. You see that? So if you guys watch, any of you guys like to watch Chinese dramas, thank you, See Me. Thank you, Plum Cloud. Any of you guys like to watch Chinese dramas? Thank you, Susie T. You guys will remember the hats that they wear on their heads. Very distinctive. Very cool. Let's keep it moving. There's a lot of people here. Look at the ceilings a little bit more. Let's get up out of here. Thank you, Sweets. For those of you that love to watch Chinese dramas, that hat should be very familiar to all of you. All right, let me show you guys this. You guys remember when we were here 3 weeks ago at the Mukden Palace? Thank you, Lexi. You guys remember we saw this physically with our own eyes at the Mukden Palace? You guys remember that? This was in the city of Shenyang. Okay? So this is, you guys remember those two dragons that were coiling at the front? We had a tour guide. You remember that female tour guide that we had? Absolutely beautiful. This was in the Mukdam Palace. Let's keep moving, man. Follow the channel. This is the Qing Dynasty Emperor. Let's go ahead and get up out of here. Go ahead and get up out of here. So essentially what they did with this place is very simple. By the way, show you guys what this place looked like about 100 years ago. These photos look like they were at least 60, 70, 100 years old. We're gonna see some cool stuff later on today. This is just the beginning, the entrance. This is the first level of doors to enter his house. Okay? And I would imagine there were a lot of imperial guards here to protect him. The best way to understand He Shen's position in the Qing dynasty is that he was basically the vice president. No, that's not even a good comparison. You know, thank you, Susie T, for all the Americans back home. Imagine the Qianlong Emperor as the official head of the state. So, for example, he is like, let's say he is President Joe Biden. Okay, so let's say Qianlong is President Joe Biden. The one person who actually did most of the work was He Shen. So I can't really call him the vice president. He was basically the man who actually did most of the work on behalf of the Qianlong Emperor. For example, let's talk about some very important events in human history. When the British sent their envoy, Lord Macartney, to go and meet Rahm Emanuel, that's a good one. That's a good one. The former mayor of Chicago, that's a good one. So when the Rahm Emanuel, that's a good one. That's a good one. The former mayor of Chicago, that's a good one. So when the British envoy, Lord Macartney, headed by Lord Macartney, came and visited Beijing in 1793 to get an audience with the Qianlong Emperor, that entire visit was arranged by He Shen. Okay, that entire visit was planned and arranged by He Shen. And for those of you that like history, I'm gonna tell you guys this quick story a second time. So during that visit, there was a dispute between Lord Macartney and the Qing dynasty on whether or not Lord Macartney, when he was in the presence of the emperor, should get on both knees and kowtow and touch his forehead to the ground. Lord Macartney refused to do it because in his mind, King George was the only person he would bow to, okay? And he, in his opinion, had felt that the British Empire was already the most powerful place, the most powerful nation in the entire world. Personally, he did not want to kowtow to the emperor. But he also really wanted to see the emperor. So what was the ultimate compromise they reached? The ultimate compromise was basically he got down on one knee like he was trying to propose to the Qianlong Emperor. Okay, he got down on one knee in front of the emperor instead of getting on both knees and kowtowing. He basically did a modern proposal. He got bent on one knee when he saw the Qianlong Emperor. Okay, it's a very interesting moment in human history with a British diplomat in 1793 seeing the Qianlong Emperor for the first time. You guys should all read his book. Diplomat in 1793 seeing the Qianlong Emperor for the first time. You guys should all read his book. He actually wrote a book. He wrote a very when he was here in China in 1790. He actually wrote a book. He wrote a very when he was here in China in 1790. He was actually here for they didn't have trains, so he had to travel back to England by boat. And it's a very interesting book. Seriously, you guys should read the book. Very, very interesting. Good evening, everybody. Good morning to you, Linda. Thank you, Stan. Please follow the channel and share this live stream. Let's keep it moving, y'all. Let's keep it moving. All right, just look at how fancy his home is. Looking beautiful. This is just really typical Qing Dynasty architecture. It doesn't get any more typical than this. The trees are beautiful. Everything about his house is beautiful. You know, and so you guys might say, well, if he was so trusted by the Qianlong Emperor, why was he executed? Does anybody know the answer? Why was he executed at the end anyway? Well, he wasn't executed. He was told to execute himself he was given a rope. Okay, so why do you guys think he ultimately still had to be executed at the end of his life? Why do you guys think? Any answers? He got caught slipping. Thank you, all things. Any of you guys have any ideas? Any ideas? He was guilty. Exactly. Jack has got the right answer, man. Jack has got the right answer. Thank you, Jose. Thank you, Stan. The answer is very simple. The Qianlong Emperor died. The Qianlong Emperor passed away, so his protector had passed away. The emperor that succeeded the Qianlong Emperor was called the Jiaqing Emperor. The first thing the Jiaqing Emperor did was to strip He Sheng of all his power. Okay, so ultimately He Sheng was indeed executed, or he was made to execute himself because the emperor that loved him basically passed away. He passed away. The Qianlong Emperor passed away. Okay, so let's keep it moving, everybody. Let's keep it moving. He Sheng is almost like a widely known person in China today. Most educated people know who He Sheng is. He is basically synonymous with corruption. Basically, he is the synonym for corruption. Okay, let's keep moving. Thank you, Heron. Thank you, Peony and Ashley. Let's keep it moving. Follow the channel. Share this live stream. Thank you, Melinda and Ashley. Let's go through this door over here. Well, I'm not going to spend too much time at this palace because I do want to hit the streets a little bit before we go to the airport. Thank you, Gospel and Wonderful. North Carolina. Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Hit the follow button. And share this live stream. Come over here real quick. Thank you, Tashia. Once again, this is my first time in here as well. I've never been in here before. Thank you, the great. All these times I've been to Beijing, I've never taken the time to come out here. Beautiful. My mom and dad tell me that they're okay. The house is not damaged. There's no flooding. So hopefully it stays that way. Thank you, the great. And hopefully wherever you guys are, there's no flooding. You guys still have power. Well, my parents are okay in North Carolina. They are okay. Let's keep it moving. Let's come over here and see what this is about. Whew. You know, the one thing that I will tell you this about He Sheng, he was very corrupt. But he was also very loyal to the emperor. You see, look at this right here. Y'all see this right here? Isn't this basically just a mini version of what we saw at the Imperial City, at the Forbidden City? You guys remember those elephants that we saw at the Temple of Heaven that was reserved for the emperor? Right? Look at this. He even has like 4 words on top. Right? I don't even know what that says. Tom de yan shema. I don't even know what that says. I don't even know what the last word on the left says. You read this right to left, by the way. Look at this. Look at this. Beautiful. Yes, I'm streaming in Taiwan. Look at this. Beautiful. This, I would imagine, is where He Sheng sat. And just look at this. Look at all those books. Thank you, Valkyrie, for the first gift. Thank you so much. Thank you, Wendy, for moderating. Man, I like how this employee is in there working. He just be touching everything. You know what I'm saying? He went in there. His hands be touching all these chairs and shit. And we, the tourists, can't go in. But this employee be touching everything. He was touching the back of the seats and stuff. Like this was his house. He was like, this is my house. I'm the captain now. He be touching stuff. I love it. By the way, if you guys take a look at this, this is a very traditional Chinese style courtyard living room. What I mean by that is the owner is going to sit in the middle. But here's what's really interesting, guys. Listen to this point that I'm about to make. This just goes to show you the prestigious position of He Sheng. Usually in a big house like this in a living room, if you guys have watched me enough, you will remember there should be 2 chairs. Thank you, Melinda. Thank you, Melinda. There should be 2 chairs. One on the right, one on the left, right? The owner will sit on the right side. That's the esteemed side here in China. And the visitor will sit on the left side. That's usually the things that we've seen here in China. 2 of these, right? Here, he basically treats himself as like a king, right? Thank you, Lori. He basically treats himself as like a king. He sits in the middle. All the visitors have to sit on the side over here, right? Thank you, Lori. Thank you so much. Thank you, the grateful. Thank you, Chester. So it just goes to show you the high position that he gave himself. Thank you, La Bonita. If you guys have watched enough of my live streams, you will know what I mean. In the middle, there's usually 2 chairs. One on the left, one on the right. In this case, only one. And in the back, see that screen on the back? Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Diane. Beautiful. Usually a lot of wealthy Chinese homes in historical times will have a screen like this in the back. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Tasha. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. And now, just look at how beautiful this looks. Look at this. Looking fancy. Thank you, Joanne. Now, this home would have been constructed somewhere in the late 1700s, early 1800s. So this is about 200 to 230 years old. This home right here. Let's keep moving. And you know, and the other thing is, you guys have to remember, man, when you're coming here to visit, you're coming here to see this place, you guys have to remember, they're going to try to minimize the presence of He Shen because, once again, he was a criminal, right? The place is not named after him. It's named after a prince, right? But it's like everybody who's coming here knows that you are here to see He Shen's house. You don't give a damn about no Prince Gong. You're here to see He Shen's house. But it's kind of like an unwritten understanding that you're here to see him and his house. Like, for example, if you read these words over here, okay, you see, this is the place where Prince Kang met with court officials and envoys from foreign countries, right? So this is what's interesting about this. It doesn't mention He Shen at all, right? You can see that Prince Kang is the main character in this plaque over here, right? It's almost as if his presence has been erased from this place. Why? Because he was a criminal, right? You don't want to have a place to celebrate a criminal. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have a place to celebrate a criminal. So this is why this plaque here, I knew this was going to be like this, by the way. It's going to talk about this prince over here. I don't know why there's a bunch of people surrounding me and shit. Huh? Let's keep moving. A bunch of people around me. So I have to remember this point. Everything in this entire courtyard that we're visiting is going to talk about this is where the prince lived. This is where, it's not going to say this is where He Shen hid his millions. You know what I'm saying? This is where He Shen hid his billions. This is where He Shen has 10 of his baby mamas. They ain't going to say it like that, you know, because they don't want to glorify a criminal. They don't want you guys to glorify a criminal. But everybody who's here, nobody says, I'm here to see how Prince Gong lived. Everybody has an unwritten understanding that we're here to see how He Shen lived. Does that make sense? So let's keep it moving, everybody. You cannot glorify a criminal. You know, basically, it's like this. It's almost like this. Imagine, like, let me put it this way. I think this is the best way to put it for all the Americans back home. Imagine you can go visit Al Capone's house. Okay? I think most Americans know who Al Capone is. Imagine you can go and visit Al Capone's house. Except Al Capone's house was later occupied by, let's say, the mayor of Chicago. Okay? They wouldn't call it, for example, theoretically, they didn't call it Al Capone's house. They would call it, let's say, Mayor Emanuel's house. And when you go into Mayor Emanuel's house, you would see all the artifacts are about Mayor Emanuel. All the plaques and signs are about Mayor Emanuel. They erase all trace of Al Capone because they don't want you to glorify a criminal like Al Capone. It's the same concept over here. This place is famous because it was He Shen's house. Don't nobody give a damn that it's because of Prince Gong. The reason why this place is famous and there's millions of people that visit here every year, thank you, Charlie and Maria, is because it belonged to He Shen. Just like people go to Al Capone's house, for example, to go see Al Capone, not because they want to see, hypothetically, let's say, the mayor of Chicago. Does that make sense? Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Felipe. Hopefully this makes sense to everybody. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Let's see what we got in here. Thank you, Terry, for sharing. Please share this live stream, everybody. Hit the share button, y'all. Please share this live stream. What the hell? What the? Man, thank you, Genie. Thank you, Genie. Thank you, Genie. I appreciate you. Let's go ahead and get up out of here. So this right here, this is gonna be too dense for me to explain, man. I don't really wanna, this is way too dense, man. So I'm just gonna explain to you guys. First of all, this is our word of the day, Hong, which means red. Hong Lo Meng is the name of this book. This letter right here is our word of the day, Hong, H-O-N-G, which means red, the color red, okay? I'm just gonna explain a 30-second briefer on this. This book is called Hong Lo Meng, Dream of Red Chamber. It is considered by most people to be the greatest Chinese book ever written in history. Okay, in Chinese history, Hong Lo Meng is generally considered to be the greatest book ever written. In English, it's called Dream of Red Chamber. Hong Lo Meng, Dream of Red Chamber. It was written by a Qing Dynasty man named Cao Xueqing. That's his name right here. Yeah, his name is right there. So the reason why this is here is they believe that the buildings that they describe in Hong Lo Meng and Dream of Red Chamber is very similar to the buildings that you see here at the Prince Gong's mansion. Now, let me explain something to you guys, man. Do you know what all these people here are doing? All these men, all these women here are doing? Let me explain to you when I come outside, when there's not too many people. For all the people that are interested in the history, the arts, Hong Lo Meng, The Dream of Red Chamber, is such an important book. I mentioned it cursory in passing in my live streams before. Hong Lo Meng is without a doubt the greatest book, in my opinion, the greatest literary book in Chinese history. It's got to be number one. In my opinion, it's number one. Okay, either that or Journey to the West, in my opinion. Romance of the Three Kingdoms, possibly, but greatest book in Chinese history. Thank you, Sandy, and all things. You have to remember, Dream of Red Chamber is a very difficult book to read. My father had a hard time reading that book, and my father's very well educated. Thank you, all things. That book is so hard and so deep to understand. A lot of academic scholars devote their entire lives to studying one book. And the entire field of study is called Redology. R-E-D-O-L-O-G-Y. Y'all can Google it. And the entire field of study is called Redology. R-E-D-O-L-O-G-Y. Y'all can Google it. There's literally a group of scholars. One book. I'm talking about PhDs. I'm talking about accomplished PhDs. I'm not talking about college graduates or master's degree. I'm talking about PhDs who devote their entire life to studying one field and one field only. And that's the book, Dream of Red Chambers. So that'll tell you how crazy that book is, how amazing that book is. There are men and women who devote their entire lives to studying that one book. Okay? And this is not just in mainland China, by the way. It's also in Taiwan, China. Some of the best Hong Lo Meng Redology scholars are actually in Taiwan, China, are in Taiwan Chinese universities. Some of the best professors who teach about Dream of Red Chamber are actually Taiwanese Chinese. So not only is it very popular in the mainland, it's possibly even more popular among scholars in Taiwan, China. Very, very interesting. I have read Hong Lo Meng, so I do know the plot to the book. What I read was a basic middle school version where they basically summarized the whole book in like 300 pages using simple to understand Chinese. There is a zero chance I can understand the original script. The original script my father will have a hard time understanding it. My mother doesn't really like history, so she would really have a hard. The original script my father will have a hard time understanding it. My mother doesn't really like history, so she would really have a hard time understanding it. Very flowery language. It's hard to understand. Thank you, Marlene. So let's keep it moving, everybody. That was a little bit of history lesson. For those of you that are curious, it's called Dream of Red Chamber. The entire field of study is called Redology. Very interesting. Let's keep it moving. And what's kind of sad about it, by the way, is that all the Redology scholars nowadays, thank you, David KW, are now all quite old. which is sad because no one's going to take their place. Very few young people are interested in this field, which means that when these older folks are retired and they're no longer doing this, I don't know who is going to take the torch from them to pass this on. Because young people nowadays, they really want to study things that'll give them a good employment, that will give them a good job and give them a high income. So a lot of them study to go on finance, software engineers, engineering. Not as many people want to study things like radiology anymore here in China because it doesn't make any money. So this is what I get worried about, is what's going to happen to this beautiful study once the older scholars either retire or are no longer doing this, because you can still do this in retirement. That's what makes me worried about who's going to pass the torch to. Okay, thank you, Hostel 7. It'll be lost. So let's keep it moving, y'all. And for all the Americans back home, you could get the English translation version of the Dream of Red Chambers. Obviously, it won't be as good as the original, because a lot of the feelings and emotions is conveyed in the original language. But it's a very, very good book. Thank you, Kareen. Worth to watch it. Worth to read it in any language. Well, let's keep moving. Who's this? Let's keep it moving, man. It's raining a little bit. So I came to Beijing on the first day. Got off the overnight train. It was raining. On my last day here, as I get ready to leave Beijing, it rains again. There's a Chinese saying, 好雨知时节. A good rain knows when to fall. My ass is about to leave, it rains. My ass showed up, it rains. In between, no rain. Think about that. 好雨知时节. Right? I think that's good luck, man. I think we're about to have some good luck. Let's keep it moving, everybody. Let's keep it moving. Thank you, nobody of note. Let's keep it moving. All right, let's see what we have here. Note. Keep it moving. All right, let's see what we have here. This is Peking Opera. So they have some cool museums here of very, very cool Beijing history. Thank you, Tweet Talk and Matilda. Touched that good luck statue, man. That's why. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Look at that. Thank you, Dominica. What is this? Oh, so this is a memorial to this gentleman over here who had passed a long time ago. Thank you, Zest. So this gentleman had passed quite a while ago, but this is a memorial to the performances that he gave on. I think this has got to be some type of Chinese opera. So let's keep moving. Let's briefly walk through this, show you guys how the traditional Chinese opera performers, what they wore. By the way, you can still see the original foundation here. You see that? Look at that. Look at that. Thank you, Dominica. Look at this. Gorgeous, man. This is what the performers will be wearing. Look at this. Gorgeous, man. This is what the performers will be wearing. Look at all the pearls. Okay, look at the intricateness of this clothing over here. Thank you, Blue Jambi. Okay, look at the intricateness of this clothing over here. Thank you, Blue Jambi. Fucking beautiful, man. Thank you, Eileen Marie. Oh yeah, this is definitely traditional Chinese opera. Believe it or not, this is actually a gentleman. This is not a lady. This is a gentleman. Thank you, Blue Jambi. Look at that. Thank you, Black Nika. And give you guys some more photos of this. You see, usually in traditional Chinese opera. And give you guys some more photos of this. You see, usually in traditional Chinese opera. And give you guys some more photos of this. You see, usually in traditional Chinese opera, their faces always very, very beautiful. Thank you, Rico. Thank you very much. Let's keep it moving. Might be lagging a little bit indoors, but we're gonna keep it moving. Go ahead and get up out of here. We're lagging a little bit. Thank you, Herman. Thank you, Herman. Oh, yeah. Hopefully it doesn't rain on my ass. Hopefully no more rain. Let's go and get up out of here. Thank you, Herman and Peony. Let's keep exploring the mansion, then we hit the streets. Go and get up out of here. Okay, I should go this way. Thank you, Herman. By the way, man, this is my first time getting on the flight. And thank you, Kizzy and Moni. This is my first time flying tonight, this afternoon, in like 6 months. Y'all know I don't like to fly. First time flying since probably Chengdu. Thank you, Herman and Jeannie. Y'all know I don't like to fly. So, man, not looking forward to that. Thank you, Nobody of Note and Herman. Good morning, Bearded. Good evening, everybody in the States. Good evening. Let's keep it moving. Thank you, Rhonda. Let's keep moving. Y'all know I don't like to fly. So, let's keep moving. By the way, this place is like a maze. Just keeps on going. I'm telling y'all, man, it's nice to live at a house like this. What seat did I get? I don't know. I go to the airport and pick a seat, but I'm gonna try to get an aisle seat. From Shenzhen to Beijing, 3.5 hours. It was either this or the overnight train. And after the overnight train, Tammy Jones. God, thank you, Tammy Jones. I haven't seen a Rosa Nebula in a long time. Thank you, Tammy Jones. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you very much, Tammy. Thank you. Thank you, Tammy. After the experience I had on the last overnight train, I had the option of taking the overnight train today, actually. Okay? After the snoring incident and the last overnight train, I went ahead and I said, no, I'm going to go ahead and fly this time. I'm going to say no to the overnight train. Okay? I saw it, Tammy Jones. I saw it. I love it. Thank you, Tammy Jones. Thank you, night train. Okay? I saw it, Tammy Jones. I saw it. I love it. Thank you, Tammy Jones. Thank you, Kizzy, for extending your sub. I saw it, Tammy. I love it. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Tammy. You guys remember, right? That's freaking. Yeah, thank you, Tammy. I appreciate you. Thank you, Herman. Thank you, Herman. Thank you, Herman. Thank you, Herman. No, the overnight train is good, but the problem is, man, they be snoring, man. They be snoring in there. I can't sleep. So I said, I gotta fly, man. I can't do that again. Thank you, Joan and Herman. I saw that, Tammy Jones, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you very much, Tammy. Let's keep it moving. Boom. Yeah, it was not good. The snoring was not good. Let's keep it moving. Thank you, Herman. Will I be streaming at the airport? Let me see how my time. Let me see if I have enough time, man. Maybe I'll do like a little lunch live stream from the airport. We'll see, man. But when I get back to Shenzhen, I'm gonna be Thank you, Herman. What's the thing? I used it, Charlie. I used the freaking noise canceling headphones when I was on the train, man. I don't like to sleep with a big ass headphone in my ear. You know, it's already hard enough to sleep, and then you got a headphone in your ear, even harder to sleep. Thank you, Herman. Let's keep it moving. Keep walking. Thank you, Herman. Keep walking. Thank you, Herman. Yeah, hey, Tammy, I saw that, by the way. I was just telling the people, I haven't seen a Rosa in a long time, so I really appreciate you. Thank you, Tammy. I saw that, by the way. I was just telling the people, I haven't seen a Rosa in a long time, so I really appreciate you. Thank you, Tammy Jones. Thank you very much. Let's go over there right now. And then we'll hit the streets, and then we'll get out of here. Good evening in South Florida. Hope you're okay with the storm. Everything is okay. Thank you, Tashia and Matthew. I still love you. See, a lot of these buildings, by the way, here at major Chinese historical sites often go under routine maintenance. So you can see all these scaffolding that's up. That's because they're maintaining the building. Thank you, Emily Wood and Williams. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. Oh, my Lord. Look at this. Alright, thank you, Pitbull Dad and Emily Wood. Look at this. Man, who does this man think he is? Look at this. Look. Thank you, Herman. So you just heard what the tour guide said. Something that looks similar to this, Western style, was burnt to the ground by the British and the French at the old summer palace that we saw. So this is actually one of the few remaining Western style, you could call it, a building facades that you see here in Beijing that wasn't burnt by the British and the French. So this is one of the oldest surviving European style structures here in Beijing in a personal residence. Thank you, Bob. And you look at all these. You guys remember the old summer palace that we saw last night was built by an Italian missionary and 2 Frenchmen. But all we saw was just a bunch of stones on the ground. Thank you, Bob. This right here is the real thing. It's beautiful. Look at this. Thank you, Herman. Yeah, it's good to see one actually intact and not burnt up and destroyed. So let's go to the main living area. Thank you, Emily Wood and Herman. Let's keep it moving. Let's come to the other side. There's a lot of people here. I'm going in the opposite direction of everybody. Thank you, Caddy. Thank you, Caddy and TLC. So look, you could even people when they walk right past me. Don't nobody talk about Prince Gong, man. Everybody's talking about Chen, you know. So it's like it's an unwritten understanding, you know. So it's like it's an unwritten understanding. Everybody when they come here that even though this place is called Prince Gong's mansion, they're actually here to see He Shen. Okay, let's keep it moving. Okay, let's keep it moving. Man, I'm lost. Man, I'm lost. Thank you, Herman. I'm lost. Man, thank you, Herman. I don't know what the hell's going on, man. I'm just walking. This place is like a freaking alley after alley. What the hell's going on over here? Let's keep moving. Thank you, Herman. Did I see this earlier? Hold up one second, man. I'm lost. Thank you, Herman. Hold up one second, man. I'm lost. Thank you, Herman. People everywhere. I need a freaking tour guide. I think I haven't seen this building over here. Hold on one second. All right, let's see what this is. Okay, I don't remember being here. Thank you, Herman and Gabriella. Much love to you too. Thank you, Gabriella. Have I been here before? I have been here before. Thank you, Terry. This is where I got lost. Okay, hold on one second. So this is where we began the live stream after we passed through the first gate. Thank you, Fun Times. Okay, so this building we did see. Okay, this is where we saw the Qing Dynasty officials' court dress and the prince, what the prince wore. So we saw this. Okay, that's a check. And then let's go ahead and get up out of here. Let's keep moving further into the house. So we saw this already. Thank you, Fun Times. Thank you, Tashia. Oh, they speaking English over here. Thank you, Fun Times. Thank you, Tashia. Oh, they speaking English over here. They speaking American over there. Let's keep it moving. I'm a human walking robot, y'all. I'm a human walking robot. Let's keep moving. Thank you, JZN. All right, now let's come this way. Let's keep moving. Thank you, JZN. All right, now let's come this way right here. Let's see what's here. Thank you, Jeannie and Herman. They say, all I do is win, 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 win. All I do is walk, 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 walk. All I do is walk. Let's keep it moving. What we got in here? All right, I'm gonna show it to y'all real quick. Thank you, Jeannie. Thank you, Herman. They're doing renovation over here, so we can go and get up out of here. Thank you, Herman. They're doing renovation. All right. Take a look at this building from the front. This is another main hall over here. Thank you, Jason. Please follow the channel and share this live stream, and let's keep it moving. Thank you, Strawberry. That's way too many people here, man. I'm ready to hit the streets. Way too many people here. Oh, let's see what this is. 家乐. Oh, so this is a hall of worship, and that right there was a bedroom over there. So this was one of the bedrooms of the entire house. This was a house of worship that's modeled after a hall in the Forbidden City. Conceptually, now this is making more and more sense to me. This is basically a mini version of the Forbidden City because of the rank of this prince was much lower than that of the emperor. So he lived in a mini version of the Forbidden City, whereas the emperor lived in the real thing. Thank you, all things. Yes, it's a very beautiful building. The roofs are beautiful. And once again, you guys remember when we were at the Temple of Heaven, all the roofs were dark navy blue. And you see how here all the roof ceramic tiles are all light green? Y'all see that? Thank you, Julius. Quite different, right? Let's keep moving. Follow the channel. Share this live stream. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Let's get out of this construction area. Go further into the back of the house, and then we'll get into the streets. Thank you, Tashia. I was having a conversation with the fan who drove me here this morning. Thank you, White Boy Ritz. You know, his name is LJ on the channel. We was having just a conversation on the way here. He was telling me, like, all the things that we see, like, all the things that we see in Beijing today, like the big malls, the big fancy apartment buildings and all that. We see in Beijing today, like the big malls, the big fancy apartment buildings and all that. All the embassies, all those big fancy buildings, they all used to be hutongs. Like 100 years ago, they all used to be hutongs. The hutongs were all torn down. So this is why, like, when you go to SKP Mall, when you go to China World, when you go to all those nice places, you got to remember, like 100 years ago, they were all flat 2-story buildings. They were all flat 1-2-story buildings that are made out of hutongs, just like this, what you see here. And now it's all been replaced by glass and concrete, you know? So you kind of, when you drive down the street and you see it, and now it's all been replaced by glass and concrete, you know? So you kind of, when you drive down the street and you see it all, you can just imagine 100 years ago what it looks like. Man, this is cool. Imagine 100 years ago what it looks like. Man, this is cool, man. What the hell is this? Man, this is cool, man. What the hell is this? I think it's very fitting that we are lagging on our very last day. Of course, Carolina, I appreciate you for that comment. Thank you, Greg Robertson. Thank you, All Things. I think it's very fitting that on our last day here in Beijing, our signal is lagging. I think it's very, very fitting. Because the first day that we were here, it was lagging. The very last day we're here, also lagging. Thank you, Raven. Of course, you're welcome, y'all. We're going to Taiwan, China on October 2nd. So make sure y'all follow the channel, everybody. Ooh, thank you, Herman. Hit the follow button. We're going to Taiwan, China, October 2nd. Look at how many people there are here. Thank you, Gabriella. Everybody and their mama is here. Everybody and their mama is here. We got tour guides doing their own thing. We got tour groups. Everybody and their mama is here. Thank you, Tar Heel Babe. Man. Let's keep moving. Let's go see what these people are taking photos of. This must be pretty famous. Lots of people are taking photos here. This right here is called Xi Jing. The hell is this word right here? Jai? I don't even know how to say this word right here, man. How do the Chinese people, how do you say this word? Is it Jai? Xijing Jai? How do you say that word right here? I don't even recognize this word, man. I got a 5th grade education over here in China, man. Jai? That's shit. I was right, man. It is Jai. Man, Oliver, don't comment, man. You don't know. With your 4th grade looking ass. This gotta be Jai. Gotta be Jai. Man, with your Oliver, with your 4th grade looking ass. You don't know what this word is, man. With your 4th grade looking ass. Shit. Oh, look. It is Jai. It is Jai. Look. It is Jai. Shit, my Chinese real good. Shit, I might take the Chinese SAT tomorrow, man. Get into college all over again here in China. All right, this car was built by He Shen. Oh, this is the famous one. This is the 2-story Jingsi Nanmu gold Nanmu wood structure building, an imitation of the Ningshou Palace of the Forbidden City. The construction style followed the imperial compartmental building pattern. It was regarded as one of He Shen's sins, for which He Shen was punished. So we're gonna go ahead and go in here, man. We're gonna go in here right now. Now this hall, there's a reason why so many freaking people are crowded here to take photos. Okay, the reason why so many people are taking photos here is because, let me explain this to you guys again, because this is gonna blow your mind. Every piece of the wood pillar, I'm gonna quiz y'all real quick. Y'all see those wood pillars that I'm about to show you guys? All these people trying to take photographs. Make a guess. How much money do you think one piece of wood pillar? There's like a dozen of them in there. How much do you guys one piece of wood pillar cost here in the Prince Gong Palace that you're about to see? One piece of pillar. Give me a US dollar estimate. US dollar estimate. How much do you think one piece of wood cost here in this mansion? $5,000. I'm talking about US dollars. $1,000, $120,000, $5,000. He said $69. $50,000, $2,500. Okay, $3 million, $1 million, $80K, $4 million. Okay, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and take off my sunglasses for this one, because I ain't never even seen this before. Okay, so this is kind of cool, man. So of all those pillars that you see in here, without being exaggerative, okay, let's see all these people taking. Okay, y'all see all those wood pillars right there? That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. Each one of them, without being too exaggerative, should be between 2 to 5 million US dollars each, in my opinion. 2 to 5 million US dollars each. You see, this is why all these people look at all these people clamoring to get a view. Look at all these people clamoring to get a photo of a piece of wood. Y'all see this? Look at everybody trying to take photos of a piece of wood over here. $2 to $5 million. I'm gonna explain to you guys why in a second. I'm gonna try to show you guys first, but you see all these people over here. I'm trying to get a view. I'm trying to look real quick. Okay, so I'm trying to get in here, man. I can't get in. There's way too many people. 0 Degree said, yeah, I got a wood. Man, let me show you. I'm trying to get in the front. Hard to get in here, man. There's a lot of people. Everybody wants to see this. This is the most famous thing in the entire Prince Gong's mansion. This thing right here.
应该是香堂木，是吧？美女叫香堂木，对吧？哦。
Made a new friend over here. All right, man. Y'all see the pillars? Take a look at the pillars. All right. Take a look at those wood pillars. 2 to 5 million US dollars each. All right, man. He gone, man. Coming up here. I'm coming in. So that's one right there. That's $2 to $5 million, right? It's another $2 to $5 million for that one right there. Another $2 to $5 million for that one. Look at this. Man. Follow the channel, y'all. I'm gonna explain to you guys. Man, why this is so. Oh my God, man. There he goes, man. Mr. Kenneth is here. Thank you, Kenneth. Oh my God. Thank you, Kenneth, for blessing the channel, sir. Thank you, Kenneth. Thank you, Melinda. Thank you, Tammy Jones. Thank you, Kenneth. That's amazing. Thank you, Kenneth. Man, you are a blessing to the channel. Thank you, Petunia. Thank you. Kenneth, I was just explaining. I'm going to give other people a chance to look. We're here at the Prince Gong's mansion. Thank you, Miss Crystal and Glinda. This is our last day here in Beijing. We're heading back to Shenzhen tonight, this afternoon. I was just explaining to the people that this is the main attraction here at the Prince Gong's mansion. These pieces of wood over here are all made out of Jingsi Nanmu. Thank you, Steph and Sherry, which is a type of wood here in China that is essentially nearly extinct. It is one of the most valuable wood varieties in all of China. And that is what this entire pillar is made out of, an entire tree. Okay? The imperial family during the Ming and Qing dynasties loved to use this Jingsi Nanmu, but only the imperial people can afford it. So you guys can see how beautiful and glorious this looks. Thank you so much, Kenneth. I appreciate that comment. Thank you, sir. It's with your help, with Tammy Jones's help, that I get to keep going. Thank you, Kimberly and Jenny. It's with y'all's help that I get to keep doing it. Thank you, guys. Let me give the other people some space over here. Thank you, Shauna. So you can see, once again, just look at how many people are clamoring to get a view of this, right? A few places here in China, you can see Jingsi Nanmu. One of them is in Beijing in the 13 Ming Dynasty tombs in Changling. When you go in there, the wood pillars are even more impressive than this. Now, I think the sign over here is going to do a better job of explaining it than me. You can see the sign here is Chinese and English. All right, you can see, it says right here, it was a 2-story gold Nanmu wood structure. So in English, it's called gold Nanmu, Jingsi Nanmu, which means this wood, it doesn't actually look like gold, but it's so valuable. It's just as valuable as gold. Thank you, Houston. Now, if you try to cut that tree down today in China, you'll be going to prison. Thank you, Martha. There's not many of those trees left here in China. And I believe the original variety that was available in Sichuan province in the middle of China, like where Kansas is in America, I believe those trees are nearly extinct. And the punishment for cutting it down illegally is prison. You would go to prison for cutting that tree down. So this is why you really have to come to a historical place like this in order to be able to see real Jingsi Nanmu. So like I said before, one pillar inside, $2 to $5 million US. Thank you, Petunia. $2 to $5 million US per pillar in there. Because there's just not that many of them in the world. Rarity is the name of the game. Thank you, Houston and Sherry. And by the way, just look at how beautiful this building is. Very, very beautiful. You got paintings. You got all types of paintings on the pillars everywhere. And you have the painting here on the right as well. It's an absolutely gorgeous building. There's a lot of tree. Thank you, Kenneth. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for always blessing the channel. I apologize. Yesterday, we were lagging a little bit at the old Summer Palace when you showed up. We were lagging here as well because there's so many people here. Thank you, All Things and Karen. Thank you, Houston and Karen. Keep it moving, man. So many people here. Thank you, Jeannie. Thank y'all so much for all the love and support. It's been 3 months on the road. I go back to Shenzhen for 3 days of recovery, and then I go to Taiwan, China. Make sure y'all follow the channel, man, and share this live stream. I will be in Taiwan, China on October 2nd. Thank you, Houston and Eric. I will keep streaming from Shenzhen the next 3 days, but at least I get to sleep in my own bed for the first time in 3 months. So let's keep it moving, y'all. Let's keep it moving. Let me give you guys one last view before we keep it moving. Thank you, Shauna. This is the main hall, man. This is what everybody pays to come in here and see. Beautiful. Look at this. Thank you, Houston. Now I can't even get up there at all, man. There's people everywhere. Thank you, Pamela and All Things. No, it's the boom boom. Thank you, Pamela and Zay. Thank you, Hako, for extending your sub. Man, freaking beautiful. I know I'm happy to go home. It's nice being on the road, but I gotta make sure my apartment is still okay. Thank you, Daniel Kleckler. Let's go ahead and get up out of here. There's way too many people. Way too many people. Everybody wants to see this. Once again, the main hall of Heshen's court. Also goes to show you a moral lesson about life. Be a good person. I'm telling you guys, be a good person, because if you do bad stuff, man, it's going to catch up with you. Heshen had a glamorous 40, 50 years of his life. At the end of the day, corruption did catch up with him. You know what I'm saying? Moral of the story, you can fool some people for a little bit of the time. You can't fool everybody all the time. Thank you, Houston and OMG fam. You know, eventually his crimes did catch up with him. And this is why, even though he lived in such a fancy building here, all of his crimes did catch up with him. And his ending was not very, very good. So this is, like I said, a lesson. You know, no matter how much wealth you attain in your life. Thank you, OMG fam and Darce. When you're gone, that's all it is. It's just things. It doesn't even belong to you anymore when you're gone. You know, just material things. Things for other people after you to come and admire. Things for other people to come and look at. It doesn't even belong to you after you leave this earth. You know, Heshen was, like I said, probably the wealthiest person in modern Chinese history. In the last 500 years, Heshen was the wealthiest person in Chinese history, wealthier than the emperor. He was literally wealthier than the emperor. And you can see his home is open to the public today. Thank you, Nook E. Very, very open to the public, right? He never got to take any of this with him into the afterlife. So let's go ahead and get up out of here, y'all. Let's go ahead and get up out of here. Let's keep moving. Thank you, Dave. There's a food character. How do they heat all these buildings is a great question. It's actually a great question. A lot of wood and a lot of coal was burnt in order to heat these buildings. But also, you have to understand, when you're looking at traditional Chinese architecture and traditional Chinese buildings here in Beijing and really throughout northern China, the way these homes are built is actually very well insulated. Thank you, Country Bro and Melanated. Country Box, thank you so much. It's actually very, very well insulated. So what I mean by that is, if you look at these buildings here, okay, they don't need all that heating in order to stay warm during the winter. Because the way the architects built it is supposed to be a concept in Chinese called 冬暖夏凉, which means in the winter it'll be warm, in the summer it'll stay cool. That is the core principle of Chinese high-end architecture, is to make it so that nature can cool the house down in the summer and nature can keep this place warm during the winter time. Okay? Unlike most common people during that time who were living in freaking shacks and huts. Okay? The people that had means back in the Qing dynasty, all the Chinese dynasties lived in buildings that were very well designed to be very, very comfortable in all seasons. Let's keep it moving, y'all. I'm probably gonna lose signal in this part right here. So please bear with me. We're probably gonna lose signal. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, back home in America, we would think about it as just like we're gonna run the AC. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, back home in America, we would think about it as just like we're gonna run the AC. You know, we're gonna run the air conditioning. But here in China, it's a little bit different. They actually care about how to naturally heat up the home. Let's keep it moving. In America, it's all about, you know, having an AC unit, you know, using electricity. But here in China, a lot of homes really care about good ventilation. And this is why, like, when you see a lot of Chinese Americans who are buying homes, a lot of Chinese people who are buying homes here, here in America, when they buy a home, go this way. Let's go this way right here. When you see a lot of Chinese people who buy a home in America, they always tell the real estate agent, including my mom, the house has to face south. The main direction of the house has to face south. Not east, not north, not west, especially not west. The house needs to face south. Okay? They really care about that natural ventilation stuff. Like the Chinese people, even today, they really care about it. So this is why homes in China, if it's facing south, typically worth a little bit more money than, let's say, facing west or facing north. So let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving, y'all. Follow the channel and share this live stream, y'all. Hit the follow button and share this live stream. Thank you, Jeannie. I appreciate everybody for all the love, man. See Tammy Jones and Jeannie, everybody, man. Charlie Lambert, you know what I'm saying? Like Mauricio Lee, everybody for all the love. Listen to me. We got guys like Kenneth, man. He literally stays for like... How long did Kenneth stay? Oliver, did you see Kenneth? This guy literally stayed for 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just blesses the channel every single week. Keeps me on the road. You know what I'm saying? He literally stayed for 2 minutes. He left a couple of comments. Told me to keep it moving. Told me to keep doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just amazing how many people there are who bless the channel, man. There's like people like the Chocolate Goddess. I never... You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just amazing how many people there are who bless the channel, man. There's like people like the Chocolate Goddess. I never see her. Every time I see her, something explodes. Live stream. Thank you, Petunia. Thank you, Houston. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I would like you guys to be like Terry and Tammy and watch on the regular. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people are busy. They can only watch a few minutes at a time. This is just a blessing to the channel, man. Like I said, this is the reason why I get humbled doing this, man. It's just like literally people that exist outside in this world that just come here and do this and expect nothing in return. It's crazy. Thank you, Lori and Rosa. Messes with my worldview a bit, to be honest, man. They're like messing with my worldview a bit. Keep moving. A bit, to be honest, man. They're like messing with my worldview a bit. Keep moving. Messing with my worldview a bit. Keep moving. Thank you, Candace. Thank MD. Thank you, All Things and Marigold. Go this way right here. I know Dylan watches every day. I'm just people blessing the channel, man. Derek. There's way too many people to name, man. Jeanette, Jeannie. Thank you, Michu. I'm actually thinking about doing this. I'm actually thinking about doing this, y'all. Since it is our last day here in Beijing, I'm actually thinking about getting one of these plaques and putting it at the well here. Thank you, Greg Robertson and Storms. Yeah, probably gonna have an airport lunch. What time is it on the East Coast, everybody? I gotta have a hard stop today, right around 12:15, 12:30. Yeah, right around 12:30. So we gotta get up out of here. Thank you, Cecilia. How much is this?哥们儿，这一个多少啊？这个红的，啊，这一个怎么卖？25一个。Thank you, Jeannie. I will get a blessing. 哎，老板，我来一个这个，来一个这个红的。我自己弄上去吗？对。随便找个地方是吧？对。你扫我还是我扫你 ？We are gonna get one. Hold on one second. Thank you, Jeannie.
可以。
好，谢谢。
来，这留纪念。
好的，谢谢。This is our last day on this trip. We're gonna get one of these plaques and we're gonna hang it up. Let me think about what to write. Thank you, all things. I know, it's gonna be for all of us. So this is the word fu, which, by the way, the word of the day today was hong, which means red. Go ahead and write it right here. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to put your name, you're supposed to put your wish, and put the date. We're gonna do it a little bit differently. We're gonna write it in English. Thank you, Steph. All right, hold on one second as I write this, and I'm gonna show to you guys what I write. Hold on one second.
卖个牌有礼品，买这没礼品吗？那你能再给我一个这个吗？
啊？你要写一个吗？哎，你也不会写，让我妈妈写一个。哦，他那是不是粉牌？哎，你好，这个福牌是。
All right, finished.
写完自己随便挂啥就行。
That's what I wrote right here.
挂不挂也行。
Can y'all see it?
不会写，
Says, to the Monkey Kong family, it's been a blessing. Many more blessings and good health to our families and us in the future. All right, so once again, to the Monkey Kong family, it's been a blessing. Many more blessings and good health to our families and us in the future. Thank you, Cecilia. Thank you, Lainey. Go ahead and hang this up. Find a little spot right here. Thank you, Debbie, Phoebe. Thank y'all. All right, where do you think we should put it? We should probably put it next to this well. Should we put it on this tree? Thank you, Sumaya and Steph. See, my father was born in the year of the dragon. Thank you, Pepper and Susie. So I want to put this as close. So I want to put this as close to the. Take my hat off first. I see the long one right here. So this is not Buddhist, by the way. This is Taoist. So let me figure out where to put it. How do they even hang this up? How do they do this? Oh, they hang it beneath the other one. All right, I see what they're doing over here. Thank you, Kit Kat and Jeff. Hold on one second. Hold on one second, y'all. Hold on one second, man. I'm trying to figure out how to get up there, man. Because that's where I really want to put it up. I need to get me a chair or something. Put it up there. Who put this shit? Who put this up there, man? Yao Ming? Man, who put this up here? Fucking Yao Ming? I'm gonna try to put it up there. Let me see if I can put it up there. Thank you, German girl. Hold on one second. Hold on one second, y'all. To the Monkey Kong family, it's been a blessing. Many more blessings and good health to our families and us in the future. Perfect. Nice way to put a bow and tie. Nice way to, for our last day on this trip. Let's keep exploring Prince Gong's mansion. Thank you, Martha and Night Wolf. And go ahead and get up out of here. Let's hit the streets. Got about another hour and a half to explore the streets around here. There's a lot of hutongs over here. So let's go ahead and keep exploring. Now we get back to the Imperial Garden part. Thank you, Mark and Kang. Now we're at the garden part of the home. You have to remember, here in any major Chinese person's home, they have to have a garden. Right? The concept of a garden is very important. This is He garden over here. Thank you, Peppermint. So there was his personal living quarters, there was his living room, and here, right here, is the garden. It is absolutely beautiful, man. This is his backyard right here. Look at that, absolutely beautiful, man. Hit the follow button and share this live stream, y'all. Yeah, this is a traditional Chinese garden with all the lotus leaves. Thank you, Joey D, for the first gift. Thank you for the heart me. Thank you, Joe Lo. The heart me's help us move up the rankings. Let's keep moving. And there is an obsession with Chinese elites during ancient dynasties. There's an obsession to build these imitation mountains everywhere. I don't know why they love it, but this is very, very popular with the elites of that era. Thank you, FD Bills and Candace and Kimberly. They love to build these imitation mountains and these pavilions. Thank you, Candace. You see this throughout China. All those places that we've been to, they all have these like imitation rocks. They try to imitate the natural scenery of a river, a lake, plus a mountain right here in their backyard. Beautiful. Very different from those European mansions, those European castles, you know? Let's keep moving. And thank you, Lavish. And also, whereas the Forbidden City hardly had any trees, except in the backyard, look how many trees there are everywhere. Thank you, Lavish, and it's beautiful. And do you guys know, all the Americans that are watching, do you guys know why it's very important for a prince to be given good living quarters like this? Why it's important to give them a nice house like this? Thank you, Doritos and Kimberly. The reason is very simple, man. You gotta keep your brothers happy so they don't lead a freaking revolt to try to take the emperor's throne from you. Does that make sense? Everybody wants to be the emperor. There can only be one emperor. The other brothers are jealous. The other brothers also want to be emperor. They also want to become emperor. So you got to keep them happy. You got to give them something to do to occupy their time. Otherwise, they're going to plot and lead a revolt and really mess up your life. Does that make sense? This is why the emperors want to live here. The emperors want their brothers to live here so they could be happy, you know, give them a few women, entertain them, give them some BS work to make them look busy, you know, so they don't lead a freaking revolt. Thank you, Big O, and take the throne from him. Does that make sense? Let's go, man. Let's keep going. Let's get up out of here. Let's go ahead and get up out of here. People everywhere. You know, it's also here. Look, let me tell you guys something, man. Let me explain something to you guys. So I stand on this water's edge over here. When I came here in 2012 with my father, when I say here, I mean Beijing. I've never been to Prince Gong's mansion before. When I came to Beijing with my father, when I say here, I mean Beijing. I've never been to Prince Gong's mansion before. When I came to Beijing with my father in 2012, I remember at the time, I was only 21 years old. I was about to turn 22. I was only 21. And I remember being at the Forbidden City with my father. My father probably still remembers this. We were at the Forbidden City in 2012. It was my first time coming back to China in 10 years since we immigrated to the United States. And I remember coming here at the Forbidden City. Thank you, Kristen. I've been living in America for 10 years, man. I've been living in North Carolina for quite a few years by then. Very quiet country, very quiet city. And all of a sudden, I come to Beijing. I see everybody and their mama is at the Forbidden City. It was a shock to my system. And I just remember standing at the Forbidden City 10 years ago, 12 years ago, and I was like, man, this sucks. There's people everywhere. It's crazy. It's crazy how 12 years later, a lot of my perspective has actually changed quite a bit. Because let me explain to you what I mean by that. The demographics of the people who come here to come to the capital, Beijing, a lot of them are middle-class folks. A lot of them are wealthy folks. A lot of them are people with means. But there's also a substantial part of the population that's visiting Beijing every single day, whether it's a holiday or not, that come from the rural and countryside areas of China. In other words, to put it even more bluntly, there's a lot of people who come from rural farming-based agricultural communities who basically worked on the farmland all their life. And it may be their first and it may be their only time in Beijing. And that was kind of the demographics of a lot of people that I saw in 2012 when I was here. So what I mean by that is like my perspective has changed a lot as I've gotten older. I'm no longer annoyed because there's so many people. I'm appreciative of the fact that I get to do this every single day. I get to be on the road and show it to you guys. But there's also a lot of people here in these people that are standing in front of you who've never been to Beijing before. This is their first time in the capital. They come from a rural part of China and they're here on vacation to see Chairman Mao's mausoleum, to see the Forbidden City, to see the Great Wall of China. You know, they've been working all their lives. Now they're finally retired. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they still work on the land. So like I said before, man, I got a newfound appreciation as I get older, man, for the people that have a chance to come out here, even though it means that this place is always busy. Beijing never has a off-peak season. It's always busy. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these people, man, like a lot of the people that are here, this might be the only time in their life that they see it. You know, I'll be back next year. I'll be back the year after that. But I appreciate this a lot more. I'm a lot more grateful. And I no longer mind the crowd as much as I did when I was 21 years old. That's the point I'm trying to say. Does that make sense, everybody? I'm just a lot more appreciative and grateful, much as I did when I was 21 years old. That's the point I'm trying to say. Does that make sense, everybody? I'm just a lot more appreciative and grateful. You know, because we get to see this stuff every year. So let's keep it moving, everybody. Let's go ahead and get up out of here. Let's go ahead and go into the streets, everybody. Thank you, German girl. We 50% to our goal. Thank you, German girl. Let's keep it moving, man. Thank you, Ray De Oro, for subscribing to the channel. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. See, you see why all these people gathered around this freaking rock over here? Once again, this is a rock from Lake Tai. This is a Taihu rock over here from Suzhou, okay, from Jiangnan, actually next to my hometown. They had to ship this freaking rock all the way from Taihu in Suzhou. So this freaking rock over here had to be transported by horses and wagons, okay, and ships down the Grand Canal. I'm telling you guys, man, rich Chinese people have a fascination with freaking rocks. You know, gratitude is my attitude. Let me pin that. Let me pin that comment. I'm just grateful, man. I'm just like genuinely grateful. What has happened with the channel in the last 7 months, man, it just made me genuinely grateful. Once again, Chinese people, thank you, Jeannie. Thank you so much. Somebody else just subscribed to the channel. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm telling you, this right here reflects the Chinese rich people's obsession with rocks. This freaking rock's probably worth a couple $100,000. A big ass rock. Thank you, Martha. Keep moving, man. See, I see it too. That's the face of the mother. That is the baby right there. I see it too. Thank you, Lucy and Martha. You took the words right out of my mouth. I was about to say that too. This does look like a mother holding a child. I agree. Beautiful. Thank you, Lucy. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Get out of here, y'all. Let's keep it moving. All right, man. Let's see what we got over here. Another couple houses over here.
退户在哪里？
All right, man. Let's see what we got over here.
鱼主任，
Another couple houses over
韩
here.
鱼。
Beautiful. You see, man, this is the other thing about it is you gotta understand, man. Rich folks back then, they didn't have internet. They didn't have, PlayStations. They didn't have, iPhones. Well, how did they entertain themselves, right? Musicians. They had a lot of women to do dancing for them. They had a lot of women to entertain them with singing, with dancing, with performances every night, and then a little boom boom afterwards. But much simpler life back then. So they could really sit here and enjoy looking at the fish. For us, we'd be bored looking at all these fish because we have iPhones to look at. But, back then, people really didn't have, what I'm saying, that people didn't. Thank you, Karina B. I appreciate it. People didn't have as many entertainment options as we do today. Keep moving. Thank you, Big O. I'm telling y'all, man, Big O is like Diddy. I'm telling you guys, Big O is like Diddy. Every time we make a comment, he just pop out of nowhere. Like when you about to bust out a bottle of baby oil, that is exactly when Oliver pops up. Okay? He pops up at the most random moments. Thank you, Grammy. I'm telling y'all, man, Oliver pops up at the most random moments, man. Just like Diddy over there, man. I'm telling you guys, man. I'm telling y'all, the GG always comes in at the most interesting moments. Thank you, Vanessa and Big O. Thank you, Big O. Now, the one thing we didn't get a chance to do on this trip is go to the Summer Palace because we went to the zoo yesterday because y'all voted for the zoo. Okay, he said no Diddy because we went to the zoo. But when you go to the Summer Palace, you'll see a much bigger version of this hall over here. I've only been to the Summer Palace once in my life. I've never been there for a second time. But when you go to the Summer Palace, and we will be back next year to go to the Summer Palace, you see like all the pillars are all painted, except in the Summer Palace, these halls are actually painted with different paintings. This one, every single one is the same. You can see all the motifs on every single side is pretty much consistent. Chinese lotus leaves, you got bats that are good luck. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these things over here. But when you go to the Summer Palace, you'll actually see much more unique paintings on every single wood pillar. Yes, Lainey, you missed the zoo, but there should be a replay. Pepper probably recorded it. So let's keep moving. Let's keep it moving. Oh, there's a hall right here. Go and get about it. That's a toilet. Thank you, Vanessa. Let's keep it moving. Just look at how beautiful these halls are. Look, every single pillar is hand painted. Look at this. And it's even more spectacular at the Summer Palace. I just don't want to bore you guys with the old Summer Palace and then the Summer Palace. Two things pretty much look the same. So we'll save that for next year. We'll come back to Beijing next year, everybody. We'll come back. We'll be back. Thank you, Tammy Jones. We'll be back. We'll be back. Thank you, Tammy Jones. Now, Chinese Independence Day comes next week on October 1st. Man, look at all this. You see all the good fortune bats? You see that all the good luck bats on the ceiling? Look at that. You see all the golden bats over there? That is a good line. That's a good luck symbol here in China, the bats. Man, it's freaking beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, man. Just look at the details on this thing right here. Freaking beautiful, man. Yeah, exactly. Bat means food. Absolutely right. You guys remember the word of the day? Hong means red. That is the word of the day, y'all. Hong. Why is home so important? The color red. Why is everything red? Red windows, red chairs, red pillars. Why is everything red? Because the color red symbolizes good fortune, good marriage, and good luck in general. Hong, the color red, is very important to the Chinese people. Very important to the Chinese people. Chinese people love the color red. Okay, especially during a marriage. Thank you, Good Deed. Now, see, a lot of people nowadays are very Western leaning when it comes to their marriage habits. So they wear a white wedding gown like Americans or Europeans do. But traditional Chinese weddings The bride and the groom should be wearing a red and yellow. And you're seeing more and more of those traditional Chinese marriages taking place. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving, y'all. Now, you guys tell me. Y'all tell me. Is this hard? Man, Sherry, we're gonna have to save that for when we go to Taiwan, China. Now, you guys tell me. The time just flew by, Sherry Clark. I never had a chance to stay one more night. Look at this, y'all. Thank you, Dave. Look at this. You tell me, is this hard to build? This is all man-made. This freaking mountain over here is man-made. Good evening to you, Robin. Thank you, Pepper Kim. You tell me, is this hard to read or what? Is this hard to build or what? Thank you, Pepper Kim. It's 11:11. I got about another hour and a half, another hour and 15 minutes. Let's keep it moving. Yeah, Curb. I know you see this. This is made by hand. All these stones are transported from Lake Tai over here. This is all stacked by hand 200 years ago. Thank you, Crabman and Miss Missy. Like I said before, I don't know what is the Chinese wealthy's obsession with rocks, but they love rocks. And they love rocks that look like this. I don't know why, but they do. Okay, even to this day, if you walk into like a Chinese factory, if you go to like a really wealthy Chinese factory, okay, and you go into their entrance, a lot of them will have like a piece of good luck symbol, like a rock like this. Okay, and then you ask them, how much did y'all pay for this? They'll be like, oh, we paid $2 million for this. I said, what the fuck? You paid $2 million for this? You could have given me $2 million. You could have given me $1 million. I would have driven a Ford F-150 to the desert. I could have gotten you this rock for half the price. I could have used a shovel and dug this shit up myself and brought it to you for half the price. You paid $2 million for this. I said, are you effing kidding me? $2 million? I said, man, I will scuba dive to the bottom of Lake Tai. I will get one for you for half the price. You get 50% off. You get a coupon for 50% off. Shit, $2 million. I'm telling you, I went to a factory one time like 4 or 5 years ago. We went in there. There was a big piece of stone in the front entrance. They said it brings good luck. I said they said it brings good feng shui. It brings good luck. And then my partner, my business partner was like, so how much does this cost? Like, we paid $2 million. I said, what the on the spot, I said, what the you paid $2 million for this? I said, I don't know if it brings good luck. I said, I brought you a negative $2 million balance in your bank account. It's crazy, but Chinese people pay big money for this stuff, man. I don't know why, but they love this stuff. Thank you, Mikey and Pepper Kim. I don't know why, man. Y'all tell me what's so special about this. Thank you, Mikey, but I guess they really like it. Thank you to Real Shallow. Thank you very much. I don't know why they love it, but they love it. Let's keep it moving, man. Thank you to Real Shallow. I tell you guys this, man. You can only call it they rich. Is their money. They can spend it however they want to. But I gotta tell you, I ain't rich, so I don't understand why rich people do what they do. I don't understand why rich people be doing what they doing, but I guess that's why they rich. Because they logic is not for somebody like a proletariat like me to understand. So let's keep it moving, man. Let's keep it moving. Look at this rock over here. That's probably $100,000 right there. It's probably $100,000 for this big ass rock over here. Okay, they can spend their money however they want. Shit, all I gotta say, man, come on, man, break me off a little piece, man. You know what I'm saying? Take $2 million on a rock like this. Break me a little piece. You know, spread the love. Break me a little piece. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Thank you, Big O and Ivan. You go over here buying rocks for $2 million. Break me a little piece off. Come on, man. Let's keep it moving. Shit. Hey, give me some. Give me a little something. Shit. Keep it moving. Feng Shui not cheap. Oh, I love this. I love this comment from Candace. I'm going to pin this comment. Feng Shui not cheap. Thank you, Jim. I'll tell you what else is not cheap. Thank you, Jeannie. Thank you, Jeannie, for all the love, man. Thank you, Jim. Thank you so much. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for all the love and support. It's time to go ahead and get up out of here. Let's go ahead and get out of Prince Gong's mansion. We're going to hit the streets for a little bit, and then I got to go head to the airport. Thank you, Samantha. Let's keep it moving. I want to take you guys to another hutong before we get up out of here. Thank you, XRP 421. Thank you. Feng Shui not cheap. I'll tell you what else is not cheap. I don't think I need to tell you. I think y'all know what else is not cheap. I'll tell you what else is not cheap. You guys already know the answer. Let's keep it moving. I don't even need to say it. Let's keep it moving. Yeah, Big O knows the answer. See, Big O, I'm telling you, man, I ain't gonna call him Big O no more. I'm gonna call him Diddy O. Diddy O knows the answer. Okay? Diddy O knows the answer. That's why he got the GG. Diddy O knows the answer. He knows what else is not cheap. Let's keep. I said, I'm sorry to bump your comment. I'm sorry to bump your comment, Kirby, but that's funny, man. He said America ain't cheap. He said America ain't cheap. That's funny, man. He said America ain't cheap. That's funny. He said America ain't cheap. That is funny. That's funny, man. Y'all crack me up with the jokes. I'm sorry for bumping your comment, Curb. He said America ain't cheap. Oh my God. Okay. America ain't cheap. Neither is China, man. China ain't cheap either, man. China ain't cheap either. He said selling pet rocks to type. Charlie, you can make some money doing that, man. You can make some money doing that, Charlie. I'm serious. They be buying rocks over here for millions of dollars. Shit. I'm telling you guys, I'm serious. I'm serious. Everybody just watching me. It's all good. I got thick skin. I don't care. They can watch me all they want. Let's keep moving. I said, shit. Let's keep it moving. You should bring back the pet rock. They're pretty fashionable over here, man. Well, I mean, you gotta understand, this is Beijing, man. This is... by the way, I'll tell you a funny-ass story, man. I was talking with someone who was a local. Dude, this actually made me laugh. I was talking with LJ in the car today on the way here. LJ was like, I lived in Beijing all my life. He said, I've never even been to the Prince Gong's mansion. This is something for the tourists to see. He said, I live in Beijing for 40-some years. I've never even been to Prince Gong's mansion. And I was talking with someone, a local, the other day in a car. He was like, dog, my ass was born and raised in Beijing. I have never even been to the Forbidden City. He said, I have never even been to the Forbidden City. I'm a local raised in Beijing. I have never even been to the Forbidden City. He said, I have never even been to the Forbidden City. I'm a local Beijing. He said, I have never even seen what the inside of the locals don't actually come here because it's so packed. There's so many people. A lot of Beijing locals haven't even seen the inside. LJ was like, yeah, well, I'm counting on you, man. So go in there and have a good show. I'm going to count on you to see what the inside of Prince Gong's mansion looks like. So have a good time streaming because I will be watching because I've never been inside. Thank you, Affliction. See, Terry doesn't go to stuff in Chicago either. Terry, I bet you go to that July 4th fireworks, though, Terry. Go to the exit, man. Terry, I bet you go to that July 4th fireworks, though, Terry. Go to the exit, man. I bet you go to that July 4th fireworks, though, Terry. Terry, I bet you go to that July 4th fireworks, though, Terry. Go to the exit, man. I bet you go to that July 4th fireworks, though, Terry. You got all the... Man, I'm tripping, y'all. Let's keep moving, man. Thank you, Serenity. I still remember this when I was like this when I was like 17 years old. This was like in 2006, 2007. I remember my dad, my mom, and I, we went to a fireworks show that was put on July 4th. I'll never forget this, man. This was like 15, 16 years ago. We were at the fireworks show on July 4th, Serenity for Chicago. So we were next to the lake. We parked our car real far away because my dad is cheap. He didn't want to pay for parking. Okay? And we were there. We were waiting for the fireworks to start. And there was this lady sitting next to us on the lawn. To this day, 16 years later, I'll never forget the words that she said because we all laughed. Every single one of us laughed. She said, this better be a goddamn good fireworks show tonight because of all them taxes I paid taxes all paid to the city. Better be a goddamn good fireworks show tonight. All them taxes they be taking from me. 16 years later, I still remember that because everybody around her started laughing. We all started laughing hard when she said that. Thank you, Mindfully Grown. Follow the channel, man. Share this live stream. Hit the follow button. He said, this better be a goddamn good fireworks show. Thank you, Serenity, because of all the taxpayer money I'm giving to the city. Beautiful. Follow the channel and share this live stream. Thank you so much, Serenity. We're almost 80% to our goal. Let's keep moving. Let's get him out of here. Go ahead and get him out of here. Where's the exit? I want to hit the streets for a little bit, man. There's some stuff I want to show you. We have to leave, and I got to go to the airport.请问出口在哪里？那个方向就是离开，是吧？从这个方向走。好。How do I get out of here? I gotta go this way. Thank you, Nana. Disney fireworks. You guys remember when we streamed from Disneyland in Shanghai? That was really cool, man. That was a great experience. That was back in May. What the hell is this? What's this right here? Oh, by the way, right next to Prince Gong's mansion, thank you, Mark and Karake, is a martial arts school and a performing arts school that Jet Li went to. It's like literally 100 yards from where we are is a performing arts school that Jet Li went to. So the great actor Jet Li when he was young. Beautiful, 11:22. Beautiful, let's get him out of here. Get him out of here, it's beautiful, look at this. Look at how beautiful this is. Thank you, W Blower. So where am I gonna go in the summer? Man, Doritos, I don't even know where I'm gonna go in November yet. You asking me about summer? I don't even know where I'm gonna be next month. I don't even know where I'm gonna be tomorrow. You asking me about summer? Come on, man. Come on, man. Summer. Summer of what year? Next year? Don't know. I'll tell you one thing I plan on being on Earth. No plans on going to Mars with Elon. Definitely plan on being on Earth somewhere. Should be still in China. So, let's keep it moving. Honestly, I don't know. I don't mean to be facetious with my answer. I really don't know where I'm going to be next summer. Thank you, Care. Probably somewhere in China in the Great Western Deserts. Hopefully by then we'll have a car and we'll be able to drive around everywhere in China. But it should be about somewhere in China. Thank you, JR. We're definitely going to be on Earth. For sure. Thank you, Cesare. Let's keep it moving. You love Jet Li? Well, he went to school very close to here. He was here briefly. And it was LJ who told me this on the car ride over here. This is why it's so nice to have a Beijing local take you around. They know all the stuff that you don't know. You know, he was telling me stuff like this is where all the buildings used to be for so-and-so. This is the first hotel open to foreigners. This is the first luxury hotel. This is the first blah, blah, blah. You know, a lot of things that you don't really know as an out-of-town person. He was, like I said, it's a blessing to meet this guy. I'm going to tell y'all, y'all are so amazing, man. All y'all who are, if I was in America, this probably would happen. LJ waited for me outside the city village that one night when we talked to that gentleman who hadn't worked for 2 months. Do you guys remember that live stream? Do you guys still remember that particular live stream? After I got off the live stream, he was waiting for me outside the city village, and he came up to introduce himself, and he offered to drive me. He actually drove me home that night, drove me to the restaurant, and then the next couple of days, he drove me to the Great Wall of China. Today, he drove me here, and then he's gonna drive me to the airport. Like I said, it's just a blessing, and a blessing. I'm telling y'all, man, a great blessing. And he didn't want, you know what I'm saying? I tried to give him a little parking money. I said, let me give you some money for the tolls. He said, no. He said, no. If I wasn't so damn busy, I would have lunch with him. I gotta go to the airport, man. Just like I said, just a good guy, man. Just a really good guy. I appreciate you very much, LJ. Thank you very much. Didn't even accept any money from me. Thank you, Jeannie. Thank you for all the blessings for the channel. Thank you, Jeannie. Thank you, Jeannie in Philadelphia. Hey, Karina, I appreciate you too. LJ was watching. I'm not sure if he's watching right now. Do I have a driver's license? Yes. Do I drive in China? Hell no. Hell no. All right, man. One last look. Thank you, all things. Give y'all one last chance to read this. Boom. That Italian lady from the Great Wall of China followed me on TikTok. You guys know how I know? Because her profile photo is her. Thank you, Night Wolf. Let's keep it moving, everybody. Thank you, Nana. Let's keep it moving, man. Let's keep it moving. Time to go hit the streets. I almost said time to go hit the sheets, but no, time to go hit the streets. Karina B, much love to you too. I am ready to go back to Shenzhen, man. Thank you, Eric Ramos, man. Hopefully, man, my house is not a piece of shit when I get back in it. You know, I need to let some water run, let the ventilation run, open the windows and air it out a little bit. I ain't been home in almost 90 days. Man, that ain't my house no more. My house belongs to the cockroaches. Go in there, man, like 4 cockroaches. 4 cockroaches playing mahjong. Got 4 cockroaches sitting on my dining table playing Uno. You know what I'm saying? They're playing Uno. My house is now owned by the cockroaches. It ain't owned by me no more. I'm paying the rent. The cockroaches live in it. Go in there, man, they kicking it, watching TV and shit. Playing Uno, playing cards. You know what I'm saying? Just chilling. I'm telling y'all, man. House don't even belong to me. It belongs to the roaches. I'm serious, man. I don't have any food. I don't cook. I hope there's no food. I'm telling y'all, man. It belongs to the cockroaches. All right, man. We finally exited. Let's go to our next destination. Do you guys like this? A little bit of history before we leave, and then a little bit of hutong, and then we go and get up out of here. Do you guys like this? Let's keep it moving, man. I'm telling y'all, I go in there, I'm interrupting their dinner. It's crazy. Let's keep it moving. All right, let's go to our next destination, which is a hutong. 12 minutes away. That's good. Let's keep it moving. Thank you, TLC. Thank you, Kimberly. Man, I got roaches in my house, man. This is a true, I'm not ashamed to admit it. It is in Guangdong province, man. There's roaches everywhere because it's a very humid, I mean, for those of you who live in Florida, for those of you who live in Miami and Florida and the humid part of Florida, I mean, y'all got to deal with roaches too, right? I live in basically the Florida of China. Y'all got to deal with roaches in Florida, don't you? For those of you that live in Florida, you guys have roaches, right? Right? Yeah, palmetto bugs. Right? Am I right? You got Texas. You deal with scorpions. Nah, I have roaches. The cockroaches. Oliver, you got roaches in your house? Thank you, Sonia. Hey, Oliver, you got roaches? You guys liked it? Good. Florida is Roach City. I'm telling y'all, man. There's a lot of roaches over there. Big O, you got roaches in your house? Thank you, Don't Take. Roaches are everywhere. Petunia said roaches are everywhere. Florida has roaches. Follow the channel, everybody. Oliver said, nah, you lying, man. You got roaches and you know it. Lying ass. You know you got roaches in your house. Let's keep it moving, man. People everywhere. What the hell is going on, man? All these people. Man, what's all these dudes standing here for? Looking all sus. Thank you, Spicy Texan and Sonia. Damn. My man still got on the same outfit, the Harry Potter outfit from Universal Studios. He went straight from Universal Studios to Prince Gong's Pavilion. Shit, he's still wearing the Harry Potter outfit from Universal Studios. Thank you, Don't Take. I freaking love it. I love it. I effing love it. My man Daniel Radcliffe over here. I love it, y'all. I love it. This is beautiful. Man, we're gonna go to the hutongs so you can see around the Prince Gong's pavilion. Thank you, Nana. I love it. I love it when the kids get dressed up in this stuff, man, because for a lot of them, you know, it just shows you how strong, thank you, Nana, the Harry Potter culture is here in China, even with the young generation today. See, that kid looked like he was like 17, 18 years old. When Harry Potter came out, he wasn't even born yet. Harry Potter came out like, what, 2001, 2000? He wasn't even born yet. So the fact that it's still so popular with kids today, I love it, man. I love Harry Potter, man. It just shows you the stuff that we used to love as a kid, still very popular with kids today. So that's good. Thank you, Spicy Texan. I feel old. Hey, Oliver, you ever read Harry Potter? Hey, Big O, have you ever read Harry Potter? You know how to read? Do you know how to read? Have you ever read this book called Harry Potter? You ever read it? You know how to read? Thank you, Big O and Spicy Texan. I'm just playing, brother. I love you, man. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Oliver read the picture version of it. Keep it moving. All right. You know, it's kind of fitting that we end our live stream here in the hutongs. You know, very characteristic that we end our live stream here in the hutongs. We're going to just keep walking here. So we've hit this hutong right here. This, once again, regardless of how long you've been watching me, regardless if you've seen this before, this is quintessential Beijing right here, minus all the noise back there. Thank you, Brian. This is what the greatest imperial city in Asia looks like. All those fancy malls and luxury big skyscrapers that you see, that doesn't represent the old Beijing. That's new Beijing. This is what real Beijing looks like. And it's very fitting that on my last day here in 2024, as we leave here, we'll come back next year, that we come here and, you know, we come back and look at the hutongs and get away from all the people. Thank you, Night Wolf. This is real Beijing. So like I said, 200 years ago, 300 years ago, the entire city. And I want you guys to do one thing for me after this live stream. Well, you could do it now. Go ahead and Google, type in this. Aerial, A-E-R-I-A-L, means aerial, meaning in the air. Thank you, Silk Brown, Skill Brown. Aerial photo of old Beijing. Google this. It's a black and white photo that a foreigner took from a plane, from a very old airplane of old Beijing before all the modernization happens. I'm telling you guys, go and Google this. Aerial photo of old Beijing. Go and Google this and look at the photo. It's in black and white, and it'll give you an idea of what this city looked like 200 years ago. Thank you, Jeannie. Okay, so like I said, now only maybe 5-10%, maybe even less, maybe 5% of the hutongs here in Beijing survive. And what you're looking at here is one of them. I don't know the name of this, but this is a hutong. And you guys can see, I love this freaking stuff right here. Y'all see this right here? For all the Americans, y'all probably have no idea what the hell this is. All the Chinese people who are my age or older, y'all know what this is. This is how the milkman used to deliver milk every single morning. He would have the lock and key, and so would you. You pay 3 yuan for a bottle of milk, a glass of milk. It used to come in glass back then. It was 42 cents, US dollars, 42 cents. Milk was expensive back then. Even back then, it was 3 yuan. They will open this. They will put the milk inside. Even the original glass is still here. Look at that. Even the original glass is here. This brings back a lot of childhood memories. It was glass just like that. And my mama would heat it up on the stove so that every morning before I went to school, I could have some fresh milk. Okay? Obviously, people now can just go to the grocery store and buy as much milk as they want. Thank you, Bucky, for extending your sub to a renewal sub. Thank you. This is how Chinese people used to get their milk 25, 30 years ago from my childhood. I still have this, I believe, in front of my house, my old apartment. Thank you, Kimberly. Let's keep it moving, man. Follow the channel, man. Like I said, everywhere you go in these old hutongs, you just see relics of the past, of a time without cell phones, without cars, without the internet or Wi-Fi. And people just living. I couldn't close it back, Rachel. It wouldn't close. It wouldn't close. You need a key. Beautiful. I'm telling you guys, man. You know, by the way, as a fun fact, a lot of y'all probably don't know this. You see, that's why y'all watch my channel. Because the economy has been kind of tough here in China, a lot of businesses have suffered here in China. I just read an article 3 days ago that the milk industry in China is now dealing with a lot of unsold milk. I just saw this article 2 days ago that because people are cutting down on their spending, a lot of smaller milk producers are now slaughtering the cows and selling it for meat because milk demand has decreased, thank you, Faye, such that they are no longer profitable selling milk. Okay? That is, you can go and Google this. You can go and Google this so you guys can see, man, when the economy is kind of in a rough patch, it affects all corners of the economy. It affects, but obviously the one thing I'm noticing that is not affecting is tourism. There still seems to be a lot of people everywhere that we go in China. So people are still spending on tourism. People are still spending on going places. Thank you, Roxy and Faye. Let's keep it moving, man. The quiet Hutong streets. My favorite. Thank you, Roxy and Faye. Let's keep it moving. These Hutongs over here. Keep it moving. Thank you, Irene Ham. Thank you very much. Let's keep it moving. Thank you, Irene and Liz Talk. Ah, man, what a day. What a trip. Thank you, Liz Talk and Andy Jones. What a day, what a trip. What a life. Yeah, look at these Hutongs over here. Thank you, Christy and Tar Heel Babe. I'm telling you guys, I love Beijing too, man. What vibe do you feel when you're walking down these streets? Thank you, Irene. What's the vibe when you guys are walking, when you guys are seeing me walk down the streets? Peaceful, right? Nostalgic. A simpler time. A much simpler. See, this one right here even has an original chimney. Thank you, Dizzy D. Happy and peaceful. Classic. Peace. Right? Calmness. Home. That's why I love to walk in the Hutongs, man. I love to freaking walk in the Hutongs. Look at this. Beautiful. Thank you, Mr. Kingdom. This is what $1 million home looks like in the Beijing Hutongs. This one right here, probably $3-4 million for this. $3 million for this. $3 million US for this Hutong right here. Probably a little bit more, depending on how big it is inside. Probably $3-4 million. Yeah. If it's really big inside, probably up to $5 million. Depends on how big it is inside. If it's really big, it's even more. But at least $3 million for something like this. At least $3 million. Dude, this is Beijing, baby. This is the downtown area of Beijing. God is not making more land here in Beijing. They're not making more land. Okay? Like, this is it. You either are born with it and you have it, or you don't have it. I mean, that's the reality of life. You see, a lot of people that live here, see, you guys have to understand, man. I was having a conversation with the viewer LJ as we were on the way here. You guys remember that first live stream? The first day that we were in Beijing in the rain. I left SKP. I wasn't able to stream in SKP. And I showed you guys an apartment building, one apartment building that was right across the street from SKP. Do you guys remember that? In one of the most luxurious areas in all of Beijing. Do you guys remember that big building that was residential? Do you guys remember that? You guys remember that, right? And I told you all the buildings, all the homes in there started $2 million. I told you guys, right? Thank you, Bates. You guys remember, I told you guys. Okay, so me and LJ were just chatting about it on the way here, man. You got to understand. I was asking him, I was like, LJ, who do you think lives in these homes? Like, do you think it's renters? Or do you think it's the original folks that still own the homes? He was thinking that it's original folks. He doesn't think it's renters. I would agree with him. You see, man, those homes are actually very small homes. Like 700 square foot, 600 square foot, 800 square foot. Because they were built at a time when China was still starting to develop. People were not living in 2,000, 3,000 square foot homes like they do in China nowadays. Thank you, Doritos. So it's like, yeah, you sell your 600 square foot home for, let's say, $2 million. But the question is, where the hell are you going to move to? Where are you going to move to that's going to beat the location of where you're moving, where you're living now, right? So it's almost like a little catch-22 for the folks that are living in those neighborhoods. Because on the one hand, on the paper, they are millionaires. Like these folks here, they're all millionaires. This old-ass looking house, easily $2 million. This house right here, this second floor apartment, $2 million. This one up there, $2 million. The problem is, this is all they know. They've been living here for 40 years, and you're going to uproot them, and where are they going to go? Where are they going to go? You know, this is all they know. They've been living here for 40 years. And what you going to do? You're just going to uproot them? So that's why, like I said, man, on paper, they are very wealthy. They're millionaires on paper. But in reality, it's a catch-22 situation. What do? Do you sell it? You know, what do? There's every single unit in here, $2 million. Every single unit that you see in this old-ass building over here, $2 million. The real shallow. Let's keep it moving. It's not same topic every night, man. It's called emphasis. Let's keep it moving. Thank you, Genie. Look at this home right here, man. My man got some boards covering up his windows. Thank you, Genie. Get him out of here. Go and get him out of here. Look at that. That's a real right there. Look at that. It don't get no more authentic than this. Nowhere do you go in Beijing does it get more authentic than this. Tommy, thank you so much, Tommy. Great to see you, Tommy. Look how narrow the distance between your home and your neighbor's home is. Thank you, Tommy. We're almost 80% to our goal. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Tommy. Man, look at that. Why don't they maintain it better? Oh, dude, bro, man, these homes look like they got some age to it. Somehow I wandered my ass into a real hutong. Thank you, Lee. Yo, this is a real hutong, y'all. This ain't one of them like, this ain't one of them like Disneyland hutongs. Thank you, Dane. This is a real hutong we wandered our way inside, y'all. Look at this. My man over here got a hot water machine on top of this ancient roof over here. Y'all see that? That's what we call compromise. And you look at how nice these things are today. He got a BYD car charger right here. So what this man or a woman that lives here has a BYD electric vehicle, and they could charge it right here. You see that? So even though this home looks super old, classic antique home, it's been retrofitted with all the modern pipings and electricity. You can see all the electricity pipes that run along the walls over here. You know? So it has been renovated. So this place has actually been renovated. By the way, to do any type of renovation in a historical neighborhood like this, you're going to need to make sure the government is okay with what you're doing. All right? You can't just go around and mess around with this stuff because all these things are historically protected. Thank you, Jim C. So you cannot just go and mess around with this. Beautiful. You see this hutong right here? Freaking got a finger entry pad. Thank you, Lady Def. This one uses fingerprints to enter. You see that? So like people say, why don't they maintain it better? They do maintain it better, but they need to make sure that it still has a historical look to it. Okay, this is called Houxiaojing Hutong. This one right here. Look at this. Look at how authentic this looks. This is real Beijing, y'all. This is real Beijing. By the way, do you guys remember the 2008 Beijing Olympics? Unfortunately, in order to make room for the Beijing Olympics, a lot of hutongs were torn down because they needed to make the Bird Net Stadium that we saw yesterday. They needed to make all those big infrastructure projects that we saw. So a lot of hutongs, unfortunately, were torn down. But nowadays, man, the government really cares about protecting these. They really, really care about protecting these because there's not a lot of these left in Beijing. So, beautiful. Very authentic, man. Very, very authentic. It's not wicked. It's just that, humanity needs to progress. Mankind needs to progress. You cannot stay still forever. Humanity needs to progress, and you need to make improvements. If Beijing always looked like this, then China will always be poor, right? Because these buildings were replaced by SKP and the fancy big skyscrapers, that's how China became rich. But unfortunately, the cost of becoming rich is that sometimes you need to lose some of your history and some of your heritage. Does that make sense? This is what I call the cycle of life, by the way. Thank you, Bali. You become rich by tearing these things down and building new skyscrapers. And then once you become rich, you come back and you maintain these and make them into tourist locations. I call it the virtuous cycle of life. You know what I'm saying? That's called the virtuous cycle. I told you guys this before. You guys remember when my daddy's generation, my mom's generation, my grandpa's generation, they biked everywhere. Because they didn't have motorcycles. They didn't have cars. They biked everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, people are rich. They got cars. People choose to go biking to lose weight and to get exercise. I'm telling y'all, man. My grandma, my grandpa, you know what I'm saying, on my dad's side, looking down from heaven at all these people spending thousands of dollars on a fancy bicycle. They'd be like, huh? You mean to tell me you got a nice car and you choose to go bike? I'm telling y'all, it's what I would call the virtuous cycle. When people get rich, they come back and do the same things. This is what the inside looks like. This one's probably $2 million. This one doesn't look that big. Probably $2.5 million for this one. US dollars, not yuan. Probably $2.5 million for this. Yeah, sounds about right. $2.5 million for this one right here. Yeah, I'm serious. I think it's a joke. Y'all think I'm playing. I think this is Comedy Central. I'm serious. $2.5 million for what you're looking at right here. Possibly $3 million if it's kind of big inside. Depends. I can't see it. All I can see is this alleyway over here. They measure it by square footage. Let's keep moving. Thank you, nature. Thank y'all. See, this one looks huge. This one's got a lot of electric meters, man. This one looks freaking huge. This one's probably $3.5–4 million. This one's huge. Look at all the electric meters. So there's a lot of families living in here. $4 million for this, easily. Easily 4.5. Easily $4 million for something like this. Probably more. Because this is, what do they do for a living? They normal people, man. They got this for free 50 years ago, 40 years ago. They got this stuff for free. You know what I'm saying? They got this stuff for free. But they can't sell it because it's technically not theirs to sell. They just live in it. So even if you want to evict the residents from here, you got to pay them $1 million. You got to pay them $800,000 just to evict the residents from here. So this is why they pretty much can stay here for life. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving, man. Look at that. Beautiful. I know it sounds crazy, man. This is why, like, a lot of Americans watching this, they can't believe it. They think this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? They can't believe it. They say, $2 million for this? $3 million for this? I'm going to go buy a house in Miami. Go buy an apartment in New York City. Well, this is Beijing, the capital of China, you know. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now here's the thing though. Yeah, a little bit. Hold on one second. Hold on one second, y'all. So here's the thing you guys have to understand. Okay, we're going to go to a place called Yandai Xie. We're going to go to a hutong called Yandai Xie. Okay, we're going to go to a place called Yandai Xie. We're going to go to a hutong called Yandai Xie. You guys have to understand, man. For a lot of the people, I was trying to, like, how do I explain this, man? There's just, like, man, thank you, Lisa Ann and Bally. Let's keep moving, man. Let's keep moving first, and then I'm gonna explain. Thank you, Neats. For a lot of the people that live here, man, this is all they know. They've been living here all their lives. You know what I'm saying? You moving them into it. Thank you, Lee Ann and Sweet Tooth. I thought I said Lee Ann. Another viewer named Lisa Ann. I thought that said Lee Ann. Thank you very much. Thank you, Rhonda and Bally. You have to understand, man, 50, 60 years ago, when a lot of these houses were handed out, China is a socialist communist country. You understand? Back then, a lot of the original Beijing residents that live in these units over here were granted these homes not as ownership, right? Ownership in many ways goes against the core grain of socialism, right? And 50, 60 years ago, China was really serious about socialism. It still is, but they now call it socialism with Chinese characteristics, right? See, back then, thank you, JT, a lot of the people that live here were given these homes by an administration, a bureau that hands out apartments for people to live in. Because one of the core tenets of the socialist society, right, is that the people have to have a place to live. Thank you, Charlie, for the subs. Thank you, it's me and all things. So the concept is very simple. If you are a Beijing local 50 to 60 years ago, your family was likely given one of these homes to live in. And you have to pay a rent to stay here. Let's say 2 yuan, 3 yuan, 50 cents, $1 a month. A very nominal amount of money. Does that make sense? A very, very small amount of money. Like $1, $2, 50 cents a month to live in these. So technically, this doesn't belong to you. You are a renter, technically. But the problem is, it's been 60 years. The original bureau that handed you this land no longer freaking exists. The original owners that used to live here probably passed away. So now it's like the children and the grandchildren living here, right? So now you say, well, who does it belong to? Theoretically, this belongs to the government. It belongs to the government because this is government property. You are a renter. But theoretically, it also belongs to you. Thank you, Saturn, because your ass has been living here basically for like 60 years, generation to generation. So it's not as simple as me just putting it on like a Chinese Zillow and selling it. You know what I'm saying? It's not as simple as you selling it on Chinese Zillow or Trulia and just selling it. It doesn't work like that because you don't have the right to sell it. It doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the government. But at the same time, if they were to evict you, they would pay you hundreds of thousands of dollars as if you owned it. So these people are they're caught in a catch-22 situation. They can't sell it in many cases because it don't even belong to them. Thank you, Saturn and Ashlina. And they're waiting for demolition, which is never going to come because these places are now protected by the government. So they're never going to demolish this. So all they do is they're just going to keep living in it. That's all they're going to do. They said, well, I'm not going to get compensated, nor can I sell it. I might as well just keep living here in this prime location rent-free. Or rent for like $1, $2, $10 a month. Does that make sense, everybody? Does that make sense, everybody? Thank you, Royal Guard. Am I doing a good job of explaining this to you guys? Okay? Technically, many of these belong to the government. Okay? You have to understand, man. You guys, this is what the inside looks like, man. $2 million. 2 million US dollars. I'm saying right here, $2 million. That's what it looks like. $2 million. Let's keep it moving, man. So, like, a lot of people have to understand, man. Like, people always think, like, oh, man, you from Beijing, you rich. Nah, man. Beijing people aren't all rich. I'll tell you who is rich. Oliver watching this show with an apartment in Beijing that his family actually owns. That brother is rich. The folks that live in these neighborhoods, most of them are not rich, man. They regular folks. They regular folks, man. You know what I'm saying? Oliver is rich because he actually owns an apartment here in Beijing. And it don't look like this at all. Okay? 11:55. Thank you, Jeannie, for the time check. Thank you, Jeannie. Let's keep it moving. Alrighty. Let's walk to our next destination. We're almost there. Take you guys a little hutong over here. And then I think it's time for us to go to the airport. Hey, I just realized, by the way, we have stayed in Beijing now for like 8 nights now. We've been in Beijing for 8 total nights. This is our 9th official day in Beijing. And I will say, man, this has been one of the most marvelous trips of all the itineraries, all the places that we've been to on this trip. This has been absolutely amazing. Thank you, JM Diamonds. Been absolutely fantastic to be here in Beijing. You know what I'm saying? It's just been a blessing, man. Thank you, JM Diamonds. How old are these homes? These homes probably 30, 40 years old. Because what I would imagine is a lot of the original homes probably were built over. So 30, 40 years old? I don't know. The Chinese people who are watching, LJ probably knows. One of the Chinese, I think this is probably 30, 40 years old. 30, 40, 50 years old maybe. You know, thank you, JM Diamonds and Mr. Kingdom and Papa Jang. You think it's 100 years old? I don't think this is 100 years old. Thank you, Robin. I don't think this is 100 years old. Thank you, Irene Ham. Thank you, Nana. And by the way, you can come out here and do a little, man, golly. Man, only 2 people were supposed to sit on these little things over here. They fit 3 people in the back, man. And this is a foot pedaled bike. It's not electric. So this guy right there is putting in overtime. Thank you, Irene. He only supposed to be carrying 2 people. He carrying 3 people. I hope they're paying him extra. Because that guy sounded like he was really struggling. He sounded like he was really, really struggling. Thank you, Irene Ham. Let's keep it moving. He's overload. I hope he's getting paid extra for that. Man, this home right here. This freaking home right here. Look at this. This is easily $3-4 million. You know why? Because this guy right here has enough money to afford a garage here in the middle of Beijing. In the middle of the most core area of Beijing, this dude right here has a freaking garage. This is easily a $4 million home right here. It's crazy. Let's keep it moving. That's what it looked like, man. This is how the regular folks in Beijing live. You know? You think it's more than 10 million? I don't think it's more than 10 million. 10 million is a little bit crazy. I don't think it's more than 10 million. $3-4 million. All the Americans that are watching this today are getting their mind blown. They're like, what? Millions of dollars for this? We're talking real money or monopoly money? I'm talking real money. Real money or monopoly money? I'm talking real money. Nice cars here, though. Look at this. Look at this. Lexus. A Benz. Lexus. Lots of nice cars here. People be wilding over here. Thank you, Jordan. In U.S. currency. Everything I quote you guys is in U.S. currency. Yeah, everything I tell you guys is in U.S. currency. By the way, man, you think this car is worth anything? You think this Toyota ain't worth shit. This license plate over here. This license plate over here is worth 5 times the value of this car over here. This license plate, you know they got a rule in Beijing. Every family living in Beijing, even if you're a Beijing local, every family member only gets 1 license plate. You could buy 2 cars, but your other car ain't getting on the road, baby. Because you only get 1 license plate per car, per person. Okay, you can buy 7 cars. The other 6 gonna be sitting at the house. They ain't getting on the road. 1 license plate per family member living here in Beijing. Also, if you got an out-of-town license plate, you cannot drive into Beijing unless you have an entry permit. If your ass we saw this, me and LJ saw this on the way here. If you have an out-of-town license plate and you drive into Beijing, your ass getting a ticket. Your ass getting a ticket unless you have a Beijing entry permit. Even if you have a Beijing entry permit, during rush hour, you cannot enter downtown Beijing. People probably didn't know that. People probably didn't even know that. Right? See, look. See this dude right here? Look at this dude right here. Look at this dude comment from this Chinese guy over here, man. He says, 而且需要摇号，我摇10年了都没中. He says, in order to get one of these license plates, you got to enter a lottery. He says, I've been in the lottery for 10 years now. I still don't have a license plate. This is what the Chinese says. This is what the Chinese comment says. He says, I need to enter a lottery to get this license plate. He says, I've been in the lottery for 10 years now. I still don't have a license plate. Like I said before, man, a lot of Americans back home, they probably don't understand this. This is how amazing Beijing is. Thank you, Nick, because everybody wants to be in Beijing. If everybody got a license plate, man, well, then traffic is not going to move. Traffic is already horrible enough as it is. Thank you, CC. If everybody and their mama drove their cars into Beijing, the freaking roads would be not moving at all. You know what I'm saying? The traffic is this bad with all the controls that they have. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. Thank you, Plant Groove. You know what I mean? This is why it's so different from the United States. Because, you know, when you are living in a country with over 1 billion people, thank you, Freed. You know what I'm saying? You got to, Fred, you got to have like, oh, that's a nice way of spelling Fred, by the way. I just noticed that. I just pronounced it out. That's a nice way of spelling Fred. Thank you, Jerry. I ain't even noticed that. Thank you, Fred. Thank you, D3V. Thank you, D3V. Yeah, the scooters need to have license plate as well. As you can see, every single scooter is licensed up. I don't think there's a restriction on scooters. That's why so many people ride scooters. Because they can't freaking get a license plate. Thank you, D3V. The lottery's not rigged. The lottery is fair, but just too many people in the lottery, man. You can't kid it. There's way too many people in the lottery. You know, too many human beings. I also told you guys this. Beijing is like a city of 2 million people. 20 million people. Thank you, D3V and Mike. Thank you, Mike. Beijing is more like a city of 30 million people. Why? Because there's people coming in every day from outside of Beijing. In reality, there's 30 million people in this city at all times. 30 million human beings in this city at all times. It is nuts. Let's keep it moving, man. Thank you, D3V and late Pimula. Let's keep it moving. That's a lot of people, man. North Carolina got like 11 million people. Beijing got 30 million people. Damn. All right, y'all. Y'all can just see this right here. This is called Beiguan Fang Hutong. That's what it's called. Beiguan Fang Hutong. This is in the Qing Dynasty. This is what you're looking at right here. All the history. Thank you, D3V, for the roses, man. I appreciate you. He said Beijing has more than Canada. No wonder they all come in here. That's funny. We're going to go this way over here. We're going to go to a Yendo Xiejie. We're about to go over there right now. And that's where I'm going to end this live stream. Zion. Hook me up with some of that. Zion. I want some of that. Thank you, Houston and D3V. And thank you, Mike, for that galaxy just now. Look at this. Zion. See, man, I'm so ashamed that I never came here before, man, because this is cool, man. This is Shihai over here. It's one of the big parks here in China, here in Beijing. Very, very popular with the locals, man. Forget lunch. I got to get my ass to the airport, man. We'll get lunch at the airport. We'll do a lunch stream from the airport, hopefully. We got to go this way. By the way, if you could ride one of these if you don't want to walk. These are authentic. These are all authentic, man. Like they literally pedaled by foot. Thank you, Saturn. Thank you very much. Let's keep it moving. Thank you, Saturn and Leslie. Look at how beautiful Shanghai looks. We were here in April, man. My ass is back here again. Look. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, David Wu. The show is nice. Thank you, David Wu and Pamela Jean. Look, the show is nice. Man, thank you, David Wu and Kaleem. Show is nice. Man, look at my man's over here. Thank you, Apex. He a genius. This man is a genius. That man is a genius. Look at my man's over here. Beautiful. Thank you, Cherish. Good evening, everybody back home in America. Let's keep it moving. Everybody back home in America. Let's keep it moving. Thank you, Kaleem. Thank you, Kaleem. Look at that. Nice, right? Look at this. Look at that. Beautiful, right? Look at this. Ton of y'all, man. You can only wife. You could have only one wife. But there's no law that says you can't have a baby mama. Thank you, Mike. We 80% to our goal. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Cindy. This lady just said, I just literally heard this lady said. This lady over here. Oh, this lady just said, I just literally heard this lady said. This lady over here. Oh, this is Yendo Dajie. We hit it. We're here. This is it, everybody. This is Yendo Xie Yandai Xie. Look at that. This is an old street from the Qing Dynasty. We're going to explore it, and this is why I'm going to say goodbye before I head to the airport. Thank you, Liz and Dakota. Let's see how fast I make it through security. Let's see if I look like a suspicious man up to no good. If they let me through security real quick, I might do a little lunch live stream from the Beijing Capital Airport. Let's keep it moving, everybody. 80% to our goal. Let's keep it moving. I'm an outstanding citizen, man. I am an outstanding citizen. What did the lady say? I don't know what the lady say. Let's keep moving. Let's keep it moving, man. We'll go ahead and get up out of here. Let's go ahead and get up out of here. What time is it? It's just past 12, just past noon. Yeah. Did y'all enjoy this live stream? Very chill vibes. We go to Taiwan, China, October 2nd. Did y'all enjoy? Did you like Beijing? I told you guys Beijing is the best. I told you guys I always look forward to coming to Beijing, man. Did you guys enjoy it though? For real, we've been here for 9 days. Because the first day we got here in the very early morning because of the what's it called? Because of the overnight train. Did y'all enjoy Beijing? Did y'all enjoy this trip? I liked it. I liked it, man. I had a good ass time here. God bless, man. God bless. This is suspiciously cheap, man. This is only $2.10. Thank you, Oceanic. That is suspiciously cheap right here, man. You know what I'm saying? Do I ever see myself living back in home in the United States? Yeah. I gotta save up a little bit more though, because right now my net worth ain't gonna cut it. It ain't gonna cut it, man. America's too expensive for me. I can't afford America. You know what I'm saying? I can't afford America right now. Me and America is we not on good terms right now. Thank you, Edwin. It's too expensive. You know what I'm saying? I could afford like maybe Puerto Rico, but not America. Not the mainland area of America. I can't afford that shit. So let's keep it moving, man. I can't afford it. So like I said, I would love to move back, man, but I'm not trying to move with my parents. I'm not trying to live with my parents or nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to live with some dignity, man. You know what I'm saying? I gotta bring the females back. You know what I'm saying? I can't be doing all the boom boom stuff in my parents' house, man. That ain't gonna work. So I need to live with a little bit more dignity. Let's keep it moving, everybody. Thank you, Big O and Dakota. I know I would love to come to Puerto Rico, man. Partake in some activities on the beach by the fire. Thank you, Dr. Debbie. Let's keep it moving. Thank you, German girl and Debbie. All right, we're gonna get up out of here, man. Time to go ahead and get up out of here, y'all. I think LJ's probably gonna pick me up. What time is it on the East Coast, everybody? Your family from San Juan, I love it. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you very much. I gotta go to the airport right now. If I get through security quick enough, I'll do some food at the airport. So let's keep it moving. 12:10. I got plenty of time. All right, we'll go to the airport right now. Hey, man, like I said, man, much love, everybody. It's been real, man. It's been absolutely amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and leave right now. How long have I been streaming? Close to 3 hours. That's good enough for me. Time to go to the airport right now. All my luggage is in this amazing guy's car. We're gonna go to the airport. We'll see what time I make it there. I think I have time to do a stream from the airport, actually. My flight is at 3:30. Thank you, Paulina and Jambi. Appreciate you guys, man. Mike, everybody, man. Especially Jeannie. Thank y'all for all the love. Petunia. There's too many people to thank. Lee, Tammy Jones, of course, Kenneth. All the blessings, man. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all very much. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Thank you, Arasli, and all things. This is it for me. Thank you, Lori. Say goodbye to Beijing. This is the best view. Say goodbye to Beijing from this view right here, y'all. Thank you, Dakota Sue and Macabello. Look at this view of Beijing. Look at that city gate over there. Thank you, Dakota and Macabello. Hopefully see you guys in like an hour and a half. An hour, getting some food. Thank you, Susie T. Much love, everybody. We're going back to Shenzhen. We'll be streaming from Shenzhen for the next 3 days. And then we go to Taiwan, China. Taiwan, China coming up October 2nd. Thank you, Sumaya. I'm going to see y'all later, everybody. I'm going to see y'all later. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Sunshine, man. Take care, everybody. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Thank you, Big O, man. With your ditty looking ass. Thank you, Help Coat. Thank you, Dr. Debbie. Thank you, Karina. I'm out of here. Thank you, Sonia and Lauren. I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Thanks, Charlie, man, for the subs. Thank you, Dave, man. And thank you, everybody, for subscribing. Follow the channel. Thank you, Karake and Oliver. Daniel, out. Till I see y'all again. See y'all later, everybody.